Leaky gutters?
No problem.
Shabby shingles?
We got this.
Remodeling?
Yup, that too.
Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair, your roof, gutter, and remodeling experts.
Any job, anywhere. Bresky can do it all.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your roofing and gutter needs.
Call my dad, 989-529-8167.
At Scott Family Dental, we treat every patient like family because it's in our name. Our office culture is built on trust, comfort, and care, just like you'd want for your own loved ones. We don't sign contracts with insurance companies, so we can offer the highest quality dental care without compromise. That means your treatment is based on what's best for you, not an insurance plan. Scott Family Dental, compassionate care, lasting smiles.
Visit scottfamdental.com to schedule today.
This is more than just a lineup. It's a daily ritual for the die-hard Michigan sports fans. At 6 a.m., Anthony Bellino wakes up the state with Spin on Sports.
I do not believe it.
At 9, the Ben Bosscher Show is appointment listening hosted here in the Great Lakes Bay region.
I would like to buy some Casey Mize stock.
America's Best takes over at noon. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Well, what about Patrick Mahomes?
And at 3, Bill Simonson brings it home on The Huge Show. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt for the most passionate fans in Michigan.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
From Midland to Bay City, Saginaw to Sanford, from Frankenmuth, Freeland, and Hemlock to Auburn, Essexville, and Pinconning, 100.9 The Mitt is the heartbeat of the Great Lakes Bay region, and proud of it. We're your home for local sports, local stories, and local pride. Whether you're in Birch Run, Beaverton, Gladwin, Chesaning, or Coleman, football, basketball, hockey, Spartans, NFL, Loons, all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sport skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving Eve to those who like to celebrate, and welcome into the Ben Bosscher Show live right here on 100.9 The Mitt, live on YouTube and Facebook as well. If that's the way you're listening, we appreciate you. Hit that like and subscribe button. On that end of things, let's jump right into it. This is our Thanksgiving Eve special. Got some guests coming up. We'll do our NFL spread picks to get you into this weekend. Kyle's here with us today. Kyle, I want today to be fun. I want today to be no stress type of show. You know, I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves.
Every day is fun.
Right. I think we put a lot of, at least I put a lot of pressure on ourselves to like put together a good show. Today, I want it to be on the more fun side of things. And I want to start by just saying, what are we grateful for this year? I'll tell you one thing I'm grateful for, if you want me to go first.
Sure.
I'm grateful for the yin-yang dynamic that we have here with the two college basketball coaches in this state. Michigan State, Dusty May, Tom Izzo, both essentially in the top 10, Michigan State number 11. These two teams built in completely different ways. One through the portal, one through the recruits, the guys coming up through their third, second, even fourth years. Two completely different ways of building teams, different philosophies on how to construct a college basketball roster in 2025. Yet both are so successful in the avenue that they decided to go down. And now we've got two teams, top 15. Michigan State picks up a huge win yesterday afternoon. They end up blowing out East Carolina. Michigan annihilates another top 25 team in Auburn last night. And now they've got a chance to play Gonzaga, number 12 team in the nation tonight at, I think that's 9:30, 8:30? I think it's 9:30.
Yep.
For a chance to win $1 million prize pool. What the hell's going on? This isn't the college basketball I knew. This new Players Era tournament. There's $1 million prize pool on the line for the winner of Michigan versus Gonzaga today. They want to expand this tournament to 32 teams next year, which gets me a little bit worried. Hey, are the players going to care more about getting into this tournament than they are March Madness? I don't look. College basketball is in a very different place than it was 5 years ago, or hell, 31 years ago when Tom Izzo started this off. But I just got to say this. I'm thankful for the two coaches that we have in this state because it is going to lead to an epic season and some collision course matchups with those two teams later on in the year. And by the way, we'll get to the Lions. Do not worry. I want to tell you a lot of things I'm thankful for, but fresh off of mine yesterday with Michigan State both playing, one at night, one at early afternoon. Man, both these coaches constructed completely different rosters, and it's working for both of them.
Right. I mean, even think about last year, like in the first year of Dusty May, we got two awesome Michigan State matchups. Both of them were ranked matchups. Michigan State was atop the Big Ten, and Michigan was kind of crawling their way back to try to catch them at the top of the Big Ten. So I was a huge fan of kind of what that rivalry brought because there had been several years in a row, whether it was Michigan or Michigan State, that kind of didn't really live up to that basketball rivalry. The matchups didn't mean as much. And we discussed this when we did the rivalry talk yesterday. Like, Michigan State is one of the better rivalries in the state of Michigan right now in basketball.
I was just saying college basketball in general.
Right. It truly is. And so, especially after what happened last year in the Michigan State game at the end of the season, like, it feels like there is a little bit of animosity there. Probably not quite as much as Tom Izzo and Juwan Howard had towards each other, but still, the fact that they're both really good is just good all around. They are both extremely good basketball teams, and like you said, doing it in two separate ways is very fun.
That's what I'm thankful for. What are you thankful for?
I think the biggest thing that I'm thankful for, and I think most people that are sports fans in this state of Michigan probably got to feel the same way, I'm just extremely thankful for the current state of Detroit sports. I mean, this is aging myself here. This has to be the best era of Detroit sports of my lifetime, as a fan at least.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't have a champion, so if you want to say that the late 2000s Red Wings are that time because the Red Wings won, or the early 2000s when the Pistons won, like
Bad Boys.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that was not nearly my lifetime, obviously, but if you want to say those things, then that makes sense. But just all around, I mean, we've had the Tigers go to back-to-back playoffs, or win back-to-back playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Lions that were the 1 seed last year, broke their playoff losing streak, have gone 2 years in a row, have won the NFC North 2 years in a row. And yeah, right now, obviously, maybe things aren't going so great, but man, the fact that we're complaining about a 7-4 Lions football team going into this Thanksgiving game, like, that's, it's a pleasure to complain about that. That's for sure. And then obviously the Pistons have been dominant so far this season. You would love for them to break their skid of winning a playoff series, but this Pistons franchise was the worst NBA franchise over the last decade, maybe even a little bit longer. And so you add that in with the fact that the Red Wings seem to be at least on their way to get back into the playoffs this year. They're on an extremely long playoff drought. I'm just very thankful for the current state of Detroit sports because there is so much to like.
I'll piggyback off of that one. I'm thankful for Sheila Hamp and Tom Gores, the owner of the Lions and the Pistons franchises, who...
Two of the three owners in the city, yes.
Oh, am I forgetting somebody? Huh, that's weird. No, I am thankful for those two owners specifically. Sheila Hamp has given the Lions everything that they've needed. They've upgraded the facilities. She's the one that hired Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell when those were, at least in the case of Dan Campbell, it's not like Dan Campbell was one of the top sought-after guys in the coaching cycle in 2021. She took a huge risk.
Brad Holmes, who was that guy,
She took an enormous risk bringing in a head coach that was a tight ends coach in New Orleans. Like, this was not a premier candidate to be a head coach. We didn't know anything about this guy, and she said, you know what? I want to reset the culture. I don't really care about the X's and O's or what's on your resume. I want someone that I can believe in, that can lead us. She brings in Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, the rest is history. And then as for Tom Gores, you mentioned it, just a couple of years ago, the Pistons were the worst franchise in the history of the NBA, 28-game losing streak. They're tied to their head coach for the next 7 years, who was clearly sabotaging his own team in an effort to get fired and just walk away with all the money. Yeah, I'm taking that conspiracy theory to the grave. And Tom Gores just said, you know what, enough of this. Like, I'll eat the money. Here's $70 million out of my book that I'm going to have to pay you because I made a mistake of hiring you as the head coach, and you clearly don't want to be here. Pays him to go away, and the rest has been history. Got rid of Troy Weaver, too. Look, he's the one that put himself in all those situations because he went out of his way to go hire Monty Williams. He went out of his way to hire Troy Weaver. I was just glad he was able to recognize how bad it got, turn the page, and it's been all uphill ever since. So I'm thankful for those two owners.
Yeah, I mean, admitting you're wrong, I think, is something that you don't see a lot from multi-billionaire guys, and so the fact that Tom Gores was willing to do that and kind of, bite the bullet there, get rid of Monty Williams, he's kind of showing his face a lot more at Pistons games now because there was a time where people were really upset with Tom Gores. During the losing streak, he wouldn't speak about it. And so the fact that he kind of just faced the music, did what he had to do, and obviously has turned things around in the right way for the Pistons. Yeah, you got to give him a lot of thanks. But Sheila Hamp is truly like just one of the icons of Detroit sports. I mean, just what she has done ever since taking over. Her family obviously seemed a little bit checked out towards the end of it before she took over. And this Lions franchise was just in such a tough spot. What a tough spot for her to come into, by the way, to have to take over after Matt Patricia and the Dan Quinn era. And for her to make the correct hires, she has the perfect balance of she is around a ton, which you love to see from an owner, but isn't extremely hands-on as far as I need things to be done like this and this and this, She has that perfect trust in the people that she has hired to make those decisions, but she's also around a ton. It truly is awesome.
My favorite is the videos of her in the draft room or in the war room during the draft.
Yeah.
Where she's
when
like,
she gets
who's
on the
this
phone
guy?
With the,
And then Dan Campbell and in the nicest way, Campbell and Brad Holmes are like, this is this guy's not that she doesn't know what an offensive lineman is. Well, this guy's an offensive lineman. Here's how we think they can help us. And she's just like, oh,
she's fully
okay.
bought in.
Yeah, for sure.
She trusts what they say, and then she's the third person to talk to him on the phone when they draft him. It's pretty cool.
It's so good because it's not that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes in those videos, they respect her enough to be like, yeah, this is genuinely. It's like, I don't know. It'd be like if I was telling my mom, yeah, this is who the Lions drafted. He's a receiver. He's going to help in this way. And she's like, perfect. I believe in you guys. This guy's going to rock. Yeah, she's been nothing but great. I was at was it the Ravens game that you and I were both at, coincidentally sitting near each other, where Justin Tucker hit the 64-yard game-winning field goal?
Yes, that was when there was the boos, yes.
Yeah, she came out, and this was when she had first owned the team.
Right, and she got a lot of boos, but I think Martha was with her as well.
Oh, okay. Because Calvin Johnson got his jersey put in, or his number put in the Ring of Honor at halftime, and just a relentless amount of boos. God, I'm the only guy in the crowd that's like, guys, she has done nothing. She just got into power to owning the team. This is not her fault. I was the only guy in the crowd.
Yeah, and I think that, like I said, I think Martha Clay was with her when they went out there to do that. But like you said, I mean, that was an embarrassing moment. I was there as well, and that was hard because also it was
Megatron.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, we can boo the family that owns the team, sure, but this is Calvin Johnson, the legend of the team, getting his jersey put up there.
And they nearly knocked off the Ravens that day.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Hey, how times have changed. Now they've got a chance to play an incredible football game, and that's the next thing I'm thankful for, Kyle. I'm thankful that I can survive highly stressful situations because that is the exact type of game I'm expecting tomorrow on Thanksgiving. Chest tightener, butt clencher. The Lions have not had a regular season do-or-die game with this much on the line. I'd have to say the last time was 2023, last game of the season, when
really?
it was truly Well, I guess it wasn't
It's
even a
gotta
win
be-
and in game because the Lions were eliminated from the playoffs before Sunday Night Football even started against Green Bay. I'd say that was the biggest regular season game with that high level of stress until the one tomorrow. Maybe the
Week
opener
18 last year against Minnesota. I mean, that game to me is like the regular season of all regular season games. Obviously, it's like you're missing the playoffs, but just that there's never been a game with more on the line than that game against the Vikings last year.
That's sure what it felt like because I remember
but then it was
walking
like
away from that game like, oh, the highway to the Super Bowl.
Halfway through the
the
first quarter, though, it was like, oh, like all the pressure's now just in stress is gone, because the Lions were just blowing them out off rip.
And in
you probably
hindsight,
don't expect that tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right. In hindsight, it also didn't mean all that much because you get the 1 seed and it didn't matter.
That's a good point.
But you're right. Like while you were watching it, of course, one of the most stressful leading up to biggest regular season games ever. But from hey, if you lose this game,
right,
like your season's kind of over. You're not statistically eliminated or anything like that. You still got a fighting chance, but man, things get really difficult if you lose this game. And not only do they get difficult, all of a sudden you're looking at the Lions team and their resume through 13 weeks, and it's like, what good reason would there be to believe in this team if they're not able to win? So these extremely stressful situations, these high-intensity level games, this is something the Lions missed all of last year, right? The 15-2 record. You didn't have a ton of high-stress moments until the playoffs rolled around. Those are back in our lives, and that's starting tomorrow, and I'm thankful I can survive those type of situations. I will do this. Guarantee a Detroit Lions victory when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live right here on 100.9 The Mitt. Want to know what you guys are thankful for. We'll get into some more of our things to give thanks for as the show goes on. That's kind of the premise here today. 989-837-6125, 9 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by our friends over at IronStack Technologies. Businesses, well, they need strong tech, and that's where IronStack comes in, locally owned in Midland. They keep your IT rock solid from cybersecurity to cloud services and everything in between. Think of them as like an invisible backbone to your business. No capes, just smarter solutions. Whether you're a small shop or growing company, IronStack makes sure your tech doesn't crumble under pressure. IronStack Technologies, strong, steady, and built to keep you moving forward.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. Is your business protected, connected, and running at full speed? At IronStack Technology, they provide rock-solid IT solutions, cybersecurity, and support tailored for small and mid-sized businesses. From managed services to cloud migration and 24/7 monitoring, they've got your back so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Visit IronStackTechnology.com today and build your IT on a foundation of strength. IronStack Technology, IT that works as hard as you do.
When you want NFL football on the radio.
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
You know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
Thanksgiving Day features 3 NFL games, including Lions and Packers from Ford Field. Coverage at 1 on Thanksgiving, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
For the turkey, Thanksgiving is known by another name.
Come with me if you want to live.
Judgment Day.
If something moves, you kill it.
We literally murder every fat one. We take all the ones that aren't lean and athletic, and we eat them.
That was delicious.
So I'm sure it's a wonderful holiday for you, but it's quite possibly the most horrifying thing ever for some poor turkey. But hey, happy Thanksgiving. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit. because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So, how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
I'll do it. I'll do it right now. I will guarantee a Detroit Lions victory tomorrow. If I'm wrong, so be it. I really don't think I'm going to be wrong about this one. What's my record on the spread picks this year with the Lions? I think I've done an okay job. I think I'm like one game above 500 on the spread picks for the Lions this year. Last year, I thought I was really good with them. I'm 6-4. So I will say this, man. I really do believe this Lions team is incapable of getting swept by a division opponent. They've only been swept by a divisional opponent once since Dan Campbell has arrived, and that was back in his first season to the Chicago Bears of all teams. They hate this Green Bay team with a passion. I called it yesterday. I called it before week one, the best rivalry in the NFL, just in terms of a vicious standpoint. Like, these two teams truly despise everything about each other. I think with the Chiefs and the Bills, that's a marketing ploy. Look, the two fan bases, I'm sure, have built up their rivalry. I'm not trying to take anything away from it. There's no malicious intent when those two teams play. These two teams here, there is unnecessary roughness calls every single week. Kirby Joseph's trolling the other team before and after the game. Tucker Kraft, who's not going to be playing in this one, losing his mind because he can't comprehend Kirby Joseph isn't actually a dirty player. We've got fans in the crowd on the field taking off the national anthem USA flag off the field and getting in the face of Matt LaFleur. This is the best rivalry in football, in my opinion. Two teams with real hatred for each other. So check that box off. Dan Campbell doesn't get swept by divisional opponents. Dan Campbell doesn't lose 2 games in a row. Dan Campbell doesn't really lose primetime games. And when their back is against the wall, that is when this team is at their best. That's kind of the corner that they've backed themselves into. But you know what they say, man. When a dog's hungry, they eat. The Lions aren't dogs this week, but I don't know. That felt cool to say.
Yeah, I mean, they're for sure hungry, though, to say the least. I mean, that's for sure.
Yep.
We've been discussing this since all the way back to week 1. Like, you know that the Lions have this game circled on the calendar. And as the weeks go by and by, the stakes for this game have gone up and up. With the Chicago Bears being as good as they've been, you kind of expect them to take a tumble at some point, but they're at a good enough record where they're probably still going to be a wild card team if they don't win the division. So it comes down to Green Bay and Detroit to kind of battle with Chicago for that divisional lead. And this game really has so much on the line for Detroit, obviously with Green Bay currently owning the tiebreaker. That tie that the Packers do have honestly favors them over the Lions. It's pretty tough that it worked out that way. So this game already with the rivalry, with it being Thanksgiving, there's already enough on the line. These teams hate each other. And then you add the fact that there actually is stakes on the line as far as the standings go. Man, I just cannot wait for this one to get started.
So if they are to win this game against the Packers, their playoff chances would go all the way up to 85%. And I keep kind of doing the, hey, their season's on the line. If they don't win this game, their season's cooked. They still have a 58% chance to make the playoffs if they lose this game. However, suddenly there's not really any room for error. And the bigger thing to me is all of a sudden there's not a ton of reason to point to believe in this team to accomplish anything, even if they do get into the postseason. You're going to be in as a wild card. You're going to be playing probably the number 2 seed. The real worry is hey, what happens if the Bears do the unthinkable and beat Philly in Philly this weekend, and then all of a sudden they're 9-3? I would imagine those playoff odds drop dramatically.
Yeah, Chicago
way
would be
below 58%.
Chicago would be basically guaranteed a playoff spot at that point, unless they lose out.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
But from a statistical standpoint, I guess the season's not technically over. I don't know. I won't be able to sit here and talk into the microphone and say this team can still turn it around because I kind of don't believe they will.
Right.
This is if you have it this year, you got to show it tomorrow on Thanksgiving.
I mean, it's the point that we've kind of been discussing, that all these bigger games the Lions have played post Tampa Bay, and even if Tampa Bay is just shown to be not nearly as good as maybe we thought they were going to be, they've struggled in these games against all the good teams on their schedule. And so, like you said, sure, the playoff percentages are still going to be above 50 if Detroit falls to Green Bay. Does it matter? Because you're going to have to play all of those good teams in the playoffs anyways, and if they've shown that they can't beat them in the regular season, what makes you think they're going to do it in the playoffs?
And you want to know what game suddenly looks a lot more like there's going to be some real stakes than I did 3 weeks ago?
That Bears game?
No. Well, that game too, Week 18.
Yeah.
I was going to say the Dallas game.
Yeah, good point.
That suddenly looks like a much bigger game, a much bigger threat coming to town a week from tomorrow than I would have thought pre-deadline, when that defense was obliterated. We didn't really know what we were getting from Dak and CD and Pickens. Now that offense is humming, the run game looks strong too, and the defense has really turned a corner since the trade deadline. I would have guessed 3 weeks ago if you'd have said, hey, what's the spread going to be for that game? I don't know, 8.5, 7.5 for the Lions at home. Now I'm thinking 3.5, 4.5. Dallas looks pretty good the last couple of weeks, and they'll be in action tomorrow too. But that's a game that does not look like a right-in win anymore, and that's what I had kind of viewed it as for most of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and so it all obviously depends on what happens this week. You know, if Dallas loses to Kansas City, Lions take care of business on Thanksgiving, then I think we feel a lot better about it. But there's also an inverse that could happen there that really makes you feel a bit scared. So this is a big one. I've been thinking about this all week. I mean, I've been thinking about it for longer than more than this week, but just thinking
about this game since week one.
But I guess what I've been thinking about is like trying to handle myself during the Thanksgiving part of it. Like, that's the part I think I keep forgetting about. Not only is this game on Thursday and I'm all excited for it, I'm not in my typical element watching this game.
No.
Like, this is different than the Bears game last year, even the Packers game 2 years ago. Like, this Thanksgiving game, they've had some good ones the last couple years as far as good matchups, but this one just has so much extra added to it. I don't think I'm ready for the environment.
No, this game is so big that instead of the Lions playing on Thanksgiving, this one's actually, hey, the NFC North is kind of, the fate of it's going to be determined tomorrow, and Thanksgiving's also happening.
That's what I thought you were going to say. Hey, Thanksgiving just so happens to be on this huge game.
Yeah, Thanksgiving can take a time out. I don't know about your family, but I have like hijacked what time we eat. So I have typically made my family wait until after the Lions game is done, and now that it's 1 o'clock instead of 12:30, it's like, sorry guys, I don't know, have a snack, get some chips, but I will not be joining the dinner table until the Lions game is done.
I'm sure we'll
and
get
then suddenly
into
the Chiefs game will be on, and then Michigan State will be on, and it'll be 9 o'clock, and I'll be like, I'll be there shortly, guys. Don't worry, don't wait up. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, as always, brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Protect your home with them, the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you got a leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking a little tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned and trusted, dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. I think we're supposed to get a pretty good storm this weekend, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's going to be windy out the next couple days.
Lovely. Don't wait for it, though. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Isaiah, let's play some word association.
I'm ready.
Spring.
Repairs.
Wind.
Roofing.
Rain.
Gutters.
Leak.
Buckley Satinberry Repair.
Who do you call?
Ghostbusters.
No, son. Who do you call?
Buckley Satinberry Repair.
That's right. Don't wait until spring. Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your roofing and gutter needs.
Hear that? That's not Goff throwing a touchdown. That's your retirement crossing the goal line. I'm Doug Cellini, your financial quarterback here in Midland. My job is to make sure every part of your financial life works together. As a fiduciary, I'm not tied to one firm's playbook, so you get flexible fees, more choices, and advice built entirely around you. Call Doug Cellini at 989-214-4444, and let's make your financial future a win.
Hi, I know it's late, but I just had a fender bender, and I wasn't sure who to call.
You did the right thing. At Yiter Insurance, we're here for you 24/7, day or night, weekday or weekend. You'll always get a real person ready to help. Backed by Auto Owners Insurance.
Life doesn't happen on a 9-to-5 schedule, and neither does Yiter. With trusted partners like auto owners, whether it's a claim, a question about coverage, or just peace of mind, you can count on us anytime you need us.
Yiter Insurance, your friends in the insurance business. Always on, always here for you.
Fueled by wonder and powered by science. At Dow, we're imagining better things for our customers and communities. It starts with our commitment to reach carbon neutrality by 2050. Designing, building, and inspiring for the world around us. Because when we wonder, the things our world needs could be just one breakthrough away. That's Dow.
We're in your town, your school, your huddle. 100.9 The Mitt is here for sports fans in the Great Lakes Bay region. From the hardwoods of Saginaw to Midland's Friday Night Lights. From the streets of Bay City to Freeland, Frankenmuth, and Hemlock. We roll through Beaverton, Auburn, Pinconning, Essexville, and Shepherd. All the way to Gladwin, Birch Run, Coleman, and Bridgeport. This is your sports station. High school, college, NFL, the Looms. It's all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
Happy Thanksgiving week from all of us to all of you. From me, even from Timmy the Turkey. It's that time of year for me and Timmy.
This is the team, you guys. It's so awesome.
We'll spend all week together until he's in me. When I eat him, first I stuff him. There's a spoiler. Say Happy Thanksgiving, Timmy. Don't be a sourpuss.
I'm sorry, he's in a mood. Happy Thanksgiving from the Mitt.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. A lot going on this weekend. Here's Kyle with the news.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
All right, Ben. It's time for the news. Let's get into it. First, we got to take a look at the community calendar, as always, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Obviously, a lot going on with Thanksgiving, so let's talk about one of them big things going on in Midland tomorrow. The 30th annual Thanksgiving Turkey Trot on the Tridge will be held tomorrow morning. The event collects food donations for the Midland County Food Assistance Network, so if you want to bring any of those, feel free. Starting around 8:30 a.m. Are you any of these like holiday runner type guys?
No, I actually, okay, do you want to hear my take on runs?
I sure.
What? Okay, this is gonna sound so bad because usually it's for a good cause, so I'm not trying to say like, whatever.
Okay.
Why would you pay to be in a run? I could just go outside my house right now and run a 5K. Why do I have to validate myself with a banner and a time and like doing the whole song and dance of joining the race? If you want to run a 5K, just hop out onto the street right outside of your house and run a 5K.
Yeah, that seems like a take you would have.
Thanks.
Yep. Okay, let's get into some actual sports news. Kicking off, we had another update of the college football playoff last night. Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia, once again the top four teams. As far as the other rankings go, there wasn't much movement. Texas Tech is still 5. Let's just go through the top 12. Oregon 6, Ole Miss 7, Oklahoma in the SEC also at 8, Notre Dame 9, Bama sticks at 10, BYU and Miami are at 11 and 12, but Tulane still gets that number 12 spot because they are the group of 5 teams, so that would kick out BYU because Miami's the ACC team, so they're in. The big news, though, Michigan jumps up to 15.
Yeah, that's big for them.
Basically for no reason. That sets things up.
Really big for them because now a win against Ohio State, and I think you're all of a sudden, for the most part, in. It gets really tricky if, come championship weekend, that the Big 12, like if Utah or BYU ends up getting Texas Tech, BYU's what, 12?
Yeah.
If BYU ends up getting Texas Tech, who's 5, and then all of a sudden the Big 12 has 2 bids, that's the only way I think it can get really scary if you're Michigan.
Right.
But a win against Ohio State should get you in. We'll go over a couple scenarios later on in the show.
Quickly, would a Texas win over Texas A&M this weekend get them in? They're at 16 right now, a 3-loss team, though. I think they're still just out, right?
I think they're out because I think the committee,
How else do they get in? Yeah.
I think the committee basically said, you know what? Like, let's cover ourselves here. If Michigan and Texas both win, Michigan's the team that should get in because they started out higher than them. Now, if Michigan loses, Texas wins, they'd have to have a lot of stuff go wrong.
Right.
But I would still think no.
We also, during the college football playoff last night, had what some people are calling it the end of the 6-7 joke.
There wasn't change at 6-7 with Oregon and Ole Miss swapping spots. How much of an impact potentially could it be on Ole Miss if it's determined they don't have their head coach in the field? 6-7.
Yep. It might be done. It might be cooked, Chet. It might be unk.
What a 6-7 joke there. That one just really had a meaningless one there. Loved that, though. Funny. Okay, more news. Obviously, we discussed a little bit last night. U of M just destroys Auburn in the Players Era Pool Game 2. They've won their first 2 games there by a combined 70 points, Ben. They've scored a combined 196 points as well. They're playing in the championship game tonight against Gonzaga at 9:30. What a huge matchup.
With $1 million on the line, too.
Yes.
If they win this game, we were talking about this pre-show, too. Michigan, #1 defensive rating in college basketball right now. Gonzaga's the #1 net rating team on Ken Pom, #4 offense, #4 defense. If they win this game and just destroy Auburn, beat Gonzaga, they've got a pretty good argument they should be a top 5, top 3, top 4 team, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, you would have wins over Auburn and Gonzaga in the same week. Like, there's going to be a lot of shifting to the top 25 next week with the amount of huge matchups there were.
Right.
Like, #2 Houston just got beat by Tennessee in this same Players Era tournament, which Tennessee's pretty upset that they didn't get into the championship game, even though they got that huge win. But sucks for them. But yeah, like you said, $1 million goes to the winner in NIL funds. $500K goes to the runner-up team. $300K to the third place, $200K to the fourth place. So there's money getting handed out left and right to all these teams involved in the Players Era Festival Tournament. Michigan State was participating in the Fort Myers tip-off. They went 2-0 after picking up that win against East Carolina last night, 89-56. They get today off, and then they take on UNC at 4:30 tomorrow.
Woo! Big one.
Yes, it is a big one. Also a big one tonight, Pistons-Celtics NBA Cup. That's at 5. The Detroit Pistons
5:30?
are looking to...
5:30?
Is it 5:30?
I think it's 5:30.
Okay. Either way, the Pistons are looking to break their franchise record for wins in a row. They're at 13 right now. That tied it in the last one. 14 would be a new record.
If they win tonight, Friday becomes so intriguing because they play Orlando Friday. They'd be 3-0 in the in-season tournament going into that game with a chance to really punch their ticket and have a home game for the first round of the playoffs, I believe, or for the first round of the Cup, right? It's just the semifinalists that are in Vegas, so they'd get an extra home game on the season. It'd be against a TBD team. And then all of a sudden, again, like you're just looking to continue this win streak. I don't think they're going to lose more than 3 games the rest of the calendar year. Saturday's the one that's like, okay, if you're going to lose a game, that's probably it because it's Wednesday in-season tournament game, Friday in-season tournament game, back-to-back with travel on Saturday in Miami, a team that's kind of
red hot lately.
Yeah, so that's probably the loss. But if they can win the next 2, whatever,
That's
man.
all that matters. Yeah,
whatever.
I want them to get into this in-season tournament so bad.
Me
They
too.
almost did last year. We put a lot on the line for that game against Milwaukee, and then it all just got taken away. Like this season, it feels like they do have a really good shot. I mean, they're the best team in the East, so you obviously feel like they have a really good shot to make it. And it's against 2 teams that, especially the Magic, that game against the Magic on Friday, I mean, that's a team that they've kind of butted heads with over the last couple of years.
Yeah,
so.
similar timelines for when they're supposed to be good. The Pistons have kind of passed them, so that's been nice.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. Also,
they're without Paolo, I think, too.
Really? Are they?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Also in action tonight, the Red Wings are taking on the Predators at 7. No hockey on Thanksgiving, so a lot of teams in action today.
Perfect.
More news, Thanksgiving football will be included by Joe Burrow. He is returning to the 3-8 Bengals. When asked about it yesterday, he said, look, I'm not sitting if I'm healthy. It doesn't matter if I'm semi-healthy or not. If I can have any shot of playing, I'm going to play. They asked him about yesterday, what's your thoughts on Thanksgiving football, man? Like, how have you always liked that? And he was like, You know, I did it a lot like everybody growing up. I'd sit there with my family. I'd watch Matt Stafford throw for 300, 400 yards to Calvin Johnson, and the Lions would lose.
All the more reason we do not like Joe Burrow on this show. No, I don't want to spoil my spread picks later, but look, I just don't think Joe Burrow is helping out this Cincy team that's 3-7 and also
3-8.
3-8 and also just has the worst defense ever. Unless Joe Burrow's lining up to play free safety, I don't know how much of a difference this is going to make. Flacco's averaging 27 points per game as a starter with the Bengals this year. How much better can that really be?
Yeah, and it hasn't mattered. That's the craziest part. Yeah, I'm with you. Obviously, this is still like if you're a Bengals fan, you'd still rather have Joe Burrow be back, so at least that's good for them. But we'll monitor that, see if to make sure we get a confirmation, because technically he has not been for sure ruled in or not. A guy that sounds like he's going to be good to go, though, is Josh Jacobs of the Green Bay Packers. Ben, sounds like he's going to make his return after missing just one game, so he will likely play against the Lions.
He's had a little bit of a down year. He's under 4 yards a carry. It's been a little sluggish in the run game. But part of that's because they can't develop any long-term play action down the field. So I think the Lions are going to do a pretty good job containing Jacobs, even though he's going to be playing. It's just a matter of, don't let the explosive plays happen over the top. They're certainly not going to happen on the ground. You know, guess how many 20-yard plays the Packers have this year on the ground?
0?
1, and it was from Jordan Love.
Really?
They're not ripping anything right now. And last 3 weeks, Jahmyr Gibbs just won't stop having 20-yard runs. So all the more reason I'm guaranteeing a Lions win.
Also returning on Thanksgiving, Isaiah Pacheco sounds like he's going to be back for the Kansas City Chiefs this week. They have a pretty lackluster backfield led by Kareem Hunt, who had 30 carries last week. But Pacheco sounds like he's going to be back in that game against Dallas. I want to read you a funny quote here, Ben. Our guy Evan Petzold tweeting out this morning some Tigers Alex Bregman discussion. We know we're going to be getting into it, obviously, this offseason, and it is the offseason right now. Petzold tweets out that Scott Boras talking about Alex Bregman as the one of the coveted guys in free agency. Quote from Boras, "How can you not say that it's something extraordinary? How can you not say that most don't have it? And how can you not say that I should covet it?" What is he talking about? Scott Boras just has the wildest quotes you've ever seen. Remember that one a while ago that literally was just like him basically crashing out for no reason? Just saying a bunch of gibberish?
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't even a while ago. That was 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, even that quote I just read seemed pretty gibberish.
Everything he says is gibberish. It's that's like the fake AI. Remember the Wenzel Perez tweet? Remember that blew up? That I read 7 times
Once
before I
there
understood
ever
it was a joke.
was, yeah.
I'm trying to find that right now because that's when Scott Boras talks. That's what it reminds me of. Anyway, there was this trend going around where people would just say and Wenzel Perez, I remember being one of the first ones. It's like Wenzel Perez is the first player to ever. I can't it's so screwed up English that I don't even think I could say it properly. With it being messed up.
No, you for sure would not be able to.
Yeah, so I'm just going to move on, and Scott Boras is just an annoying person
That's
to have
a
to deal
guy
with.
we're not thankful for here on Thanksgiving, right?
Yes. Yes, it is. All right, let's move on. Best time to eat Thanksgiving with the sports calendar on tomorrow. That's when we come back. Got a special guest coming up later on in the show as well. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live right here on 100.9 The Mitt. Don't go anywhere before you tell you about our friends over at the Forward Corporation. Moving Michigan forward since 1925. That's the Forward Corporation. Locally owned and proudly family operated for nearly a century, serving communities all across mid-Michigan. From convenience stores and fuel to restaurants and beyond, Forward is part of your everyday life. A company built on family values, community support, and commitment to doing things the right way. When you see Forward, you know you're keeping it local. Forward Corporation, proud to fuel, feed, and serve Michigan families.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Need a unique, versatile space for your next event? From the moment you arrive at Dow Diamond, it's easy to see how it's more than just a baseball stadium. With private areas for groups as small as 30 to large-scale events for 300 plus, even full-service catering, Dow Diamond has you covered. From trade shows, corporate meetings and seminars to holiday parties, high school proms, and weddings. Book Dow Diamond for your next event. Just call 989-837-2255 or visit dowdiamondevents.com.
The biggest deals of the year are here. Black Friday through Cyber Monday. Gear up and save big with the Great Lakes Loons. Shop the Loon Loft online and score 30% off all regular priced items. Or swing by Dow Diamond for even more in-store savings. Get 40% off caps, 30% off apparel and novelties, and take an extra 10% off all clearance items. Shop now at loons.com before the deals are gone.
Into the end zone. The Michigan State Spartans. Touchdown, MSU. Heard right here on the Great Lakes Bay Region's home for sports.
The Spartans round out their season. MSU and Maryland match up at Ford Field on Saturday night. Coverage starts at 5:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Don't miss a moment of Spartans football on Sports Radio 100.9.
Let's give them what they want.
Do it.
100.9 The Mitt. Hey, Timmy Turkey! Oh, how I have loved growing old with you. Of course I remember Disneyland. Who knew they'd let a turkey in? But we have to have a real conversation right now. There's going to be some adjustments to our relationship. In a way, you could say we'll be closer than ever. This nothing, just ignore it. Look over there!
Happy Thanksgiving from the Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Mitt is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Mitt and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt. When you want NFL football on the radio.
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
You know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
Thanksgiving Day features 3 NFL games, including Lions and Packers from Ford Field. Coverage at 1 on Thanksgiving, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt.
Bel Air Brown, Dragon's Milk, Mad Hatter, Purple Gang, and Huma Loopalicious. These are names that let the imagination run wild and let the taste buds take a stroll. Welcome to the craft beer craze in Michigan. Bolstered by the Great Lakes and nurtured by the glacier-rich soil, here awaits a brewer's paradise. With fresh hops growing tall in the Old Mission Peninsula and fresh barley fields sweeping the mitten, Michigan ranks 5th in the nation in the number of breweries, microbreweries, and brew pubs. From Good Harbor Golden to Whitefish Bay Wheat, from Motown Lager all the way to Park Bench Porter, Michigan is serving up a frosty glass of perfection. Whether you want to take in a game with a Two-Hearted Ale or just sit on a front porch sipping a Steelhead Red, let's tap into life at its fullest and treat ourselves to a taste that's pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, Lions game starts at 1 o'clock this year. Usually it's the 12:30 start. I guess I don't really know the reasoning behind that. Just a better slot for Fox. I'm sure this is a Fox request more than an NFL request. I think to me this just means dinner has to wait until 4:30 or whenever the game is done. And then you basically have to eat as fast as you can so you can watch the Chiefs and the Cowboys, because I know someone in your family is definitely a Cowboys fan and everybody's going to hate the Chiefs. So eat dinner right when the Lions game ends. Start eating dinner. You get back for the second quarter. Michigan State will be on by the time you're done eating as well. I think the prime spot for eating dinner this year on Thanksgiving is going to be about 4 o'clock, 4:15, which is usually, I think that's late for most families.
It is late. See, I'm an early eater on Thanksgiving. Some years we've done it where we eat before the Lions game.
Oh man,
it's like a Thanksgiving eat at like noon.
I'd be falling asleep during the game if that's the case.
Right. I think the best time to eat is actually halftime of the Lions game. Here's my case why. When has one time ever there's been the Lions Thanksgiving halftime show and your family is like, man, I can't wait to watch this halftime show of the Thanksgiving
This was really
game.
good. Name one time ever where it was like, wow, that was really good.
Yeah, exactly. Name one time where your family's watching. They're like, oh, who is this artist? This is really good. It's always the opposite. It's always like, this is the worst. Or, it's never any positive news at the halftime show.
Like Jack White? Out on Jack White?
I'm not saying I'm out on Jack White. I'm not saying I was out on BB Rexa or Jack Harlow when they did it either. But I'm just saying your family is always out on whoever does it. And so that's why I think the best time to eat is during halftime of the Lions game, because it just takes away the awkwardness of, your uncle saying, like, who is this singing this song,
I feel like all those uncles this year, though, Jack White's like their guy. I only know the one song, but that one song,
see, I don't know
gets
much
the people
about Jack
going.
White. Yeah,
I
know he's on the Tigers broadcast a lot. That's what I know about him.
I mean, who doesn't like the Seven Nations Army?
Well, yeah,
song,
everybody, and it's a classic. I mean, everybody knows it. Yeah, but
I think that's the only one I know, though. Unfortunately,
yeah.
Halftime's not a bad idea, but I also think
it could take too long, though.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like,
yeah.
You've probably got 20 minutes,
right,
to eat your food, to sit down, get everyone situated, eat. I mean, maybe this is a good thing for some people. It's like, yeah, I'm just going to eat as fast as possible, go back to the living room to watch the TV. Maybe that is the play, but if you're like looking to enjoy dinner and not be rushed, I don't think you have enough time during halftime.
See, I just think that eating it, because the whole point of Thanksgiving, I think, is to like eat a ton.
Yeah,
obviously,
it's like the one day of the year you can't. You're not allowed to feel bad about just stuffing your face.
And so, if you wait to eat until 4, why not just eat before 4 and then eat again at 4? Then you're kind of setting yourself up good if you eat early in the day.
I disagree, because then I think the rest of the day I'm just like dead.
That's what
my brain can't function.
That's literally what Thanksgiving is, though.
No, but I'm fine.
There's
with
a nap. There has to be a nap in there.
I can't nap. I can't do it. I can't.
On Thanksgiving, it's like the day to nap.
I can't do the eat early, like to eat a crazy amount early on, because then I'll just be sluggish and my brain won't work the rest of the time, and I won't remember what happened during the Chiefs and Cowboys game, the Michigan State game. I won't be as focused. That's why I want to wait until after the big one. Then I can eat a ton at 4 o'clock and then just kind of watch the Michigan State game, watch the Chiefs and the Cowboys, watch the night game. Just kind of, I have to lock in for the Lions game, though. I don't think I can eat before because of the stress.
Right.
That's how big this game is. Maybe I can have some snacks during the game, but I'm typically not snacking during the Lions game.
Yeah, but on Thanksgiving you probably are, right? Because there's going to be some cheese and crackers somewhere. There's going to be a charcuterie board somewhere at Thanksgiving. I mean, what are you going to do? Just let it sit there?
No, probably not. But I don't know. There's something about when the Lions are on. I think my brain my brain tells my body you're not hungry. Like, I just forget about it during the game. Stressed out enough. Gonna worry about Micah Parsons killing Jared Goff.
Does anyone eat Thanksgiving at a regular dinner time? Does anyone actually wait until 6 o'clock to eat their Thanksgiving dinner? There's no way.
No, I
right?
think that's kind of crazy.
It's just so late.
Yeah, because then you're still feeling it the next morning. I think the point of eating early on Thanksgiving is to eat a ton, and then by the time you wake up the next day, you should be good. And you also have to leave room for dessert later on in the day. Because if you eat at 6 o'clock, You eat all that food, and then you're stuffed, and then there's not really room for dessert, and it's already like 7:30.
And I also feel like a key part of Thanksgiving is you have to eat leftovers the same day. You know? Like that to me is like that is
like
what
a
Thanksgiving
couple hours
is.
later.
Yeah, like you're eating more a couple hours later leftovers because there is so many leftovers. That's why I saw a breakdown video of this actually of someone breaking down the best time to eat, and they said the best time to eat is 11:30 a.m. Which I might be a little be a little early.
That at that point you haven't even had breakfast.
But that's my whole thing. I don't really want to eat breakfast on Thanksgiving.
Not even like a yogurt?
I
just
want
something simple?
that's I want something really small. I don't want to have a meal for breakfast on Thanksgiving. I want to be fully ready to go for the Thanksgiving meal. Give me like a banana in the morning and a coffee, and then I'll wait until we actually eat. That's why I think the earlier the better. But the Lions being at 1, maybe that kind of makes the case to eat at noon. Now you actually have a little bit of buffer time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you know what? You might have convinced me. I think I'm going to change my answer. I think noon might be the best time to eat.
I think I'm
you
calling
got a
my
whole
mom
hour.
right now.
Yeah, change the plans. We're eating at 1. And then you can basically just do whatever you want the rest of the day. Michigan State starts. Is that 4 or 4:30? I think it's 4:30.
I think it's 4:30, yes.
Cowboys Chiefs starts at 4:30 as well.
Yep.
There's just like there's a lot of great games on. I'm sure there's more college basketball games on as well. There's a lot of stuff on, and maybe 12 is the time to eat the big meal, because then you're not going to miss anything the rest of the time. And whenever it's a commercial or just something you don't care about's going on, that's always room to go back and grab your dessert or grab the leftovers.
Now here's the issue,
I think you've
though.
convinced me.
Here's the issue. How often do you really eat on time on Thanksgiving? Like if somebody says, "Hey, we're eating at this time."
Oh no, that's like at least 20 minutes later.
You got to exactly. It's at least 20 minutes later. And so if
11:45.
If you scheduled a 12 a noon meal, that's a risk you're taking.
Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden it's 12:30 and it's like, we're still waiting on Aunt Mary because she brought the green bean casserole and we can't start without it. You know?
Sorry, Aunt Mary, nobody's eating the green bean casserole anyway, and we got the Lions to watch at 1 o'clock.
Yes, exactly. So then it's like, okay, now do we have to postpone completely until halftime? So it's a risky play to do it that way.
You know what might be the worst part about Thanksgiving? Having a family member nonstop asking questions about what's going on. And that doesn't bother me as much. But like the person in the family who knows nothing about the Lions or football in general, but for some reason that's the day they decide I want to learn every single aspect of the game of football.
What's the holding?
Yeah, why did they just do that? Why'd they?
Yeah.
What's the yellow thing on the field? And then you just have to answer those questions for 3 hours.
No,
that's a no-go.
You let someone else answer those questions.
Yeah, but when you do what we do, you're the person that they ask. You know,
right? But then that's when you just divvy it to your little cousin Tommy that plays flag football and he knows a little bit about it.
Yeah, but then he's feeding wrong information, and then you're just in your own head.
Then you think it's kind of funny, you know, like.
Yeah, that might be the worst part of Thanksgiving
for sure.
The one person in the fam who doesn't know anything about football, but
love
suddenly
him to
wants
you don't need to know.
Wants to learn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right.
Like what happened? Why? Hey, Aunt Lisa, you didn't want to know any of this yesterday or the last 3 years when the Lions have been good, but today's the day you want to learn about football. Okay, no, I get it. 989-837-6125. All right. You want to reveal who our special guest is coming up at 11 o'clock?
Sure.
The one, the only semi-finalist for the Hall of Fame, Lomas Brown's going to join us at 11 o'clock. That's an hour away. Still got our spread picks to get to in the middle of that. A lot of good stuff coming up here on the Ben Bosscher Show, live right here on 100.9 The Mitt, live on YouTube as well. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you're new in that department. Dow, proudly rooted in Midland and making an impact all around the world. Innovations that create solutions for cleaner water, safer homes, and a more sustainable future. A company built on science but driven by people with thousands of employees who call this community home. Supporting local schools, events, nonprofits, because being a good neighbor, well, it just matters. From the lab to the Little League field, Dow is invested in places we live, work, and play. Dow, solving with science, standing with community. Still, like I said, got a lot of good stuff coming up. I want to get to the game, Michigan versus Ohio State, here shortly. There's a couple more Lions things I want to get to as well, because the Packers, this is not only the most hated team. I think, of the Detroit sports rivals. But this is the team that you also kind of have to respect in a way because they've had somewhat of your number here in at least just this season. So, and on Thanksgiving a couple of years back. So we'll get to a bunch of stuff when we come back, including what else we are thankful for here on the Ben Bosscher Show. I got some good ones coming up. All right, 989-837-6125. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live right here on 100.9 The Mitt. Don't go anywhere. 10 o'clock hour on the way.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. This month's recipient is Braden Schwartzkampf from Calvary Baptist Academy. With a 3.7 GPA, Braden is a two-sport athlete playing basketball and soccer. He owns a lawn business. He's in the choir, mock election, and wants to be a teacher for his career. Braden gained experience with Teachers for Tomorrow.
I started to teach math and tutor kids in that class who were struggling. And then for grammar, I just went around doing spell checks, and I think I taught the class 4 or 5 times. I really enjoyed being able to help the kids out and just impact their life in a way. It was a really cool experience.
Next fall, Braden will continue his academic and athletic career studying and playing basketball at Spring Harbor College. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themitt.com.
Suit up, Sea Captain. At Dive and Glide in Midland, we've got all the gear you need to make a splash. Flippers that fit like a glove, masks that show you the underwater magic, and tanks ready to fuel your next adventure. Whether you're snorkeling the local lakes or dreaming of ocean depths, Dive and Glide has your back and your fins. Find us on Cambridge Street or swim over to diveandglideinc.com. Dive and Glide, making waves one splash at a time so you can dive deeper than ever before.
The doctors at Midland Eye Care want you to know a comprehensive eye exam is the only way to protect and detect vision-related disease. It goes beyond improved vision from glasses or contact lenses. Many common eye diseases such as glaucoma, diabetic eye disease, and age-related macular degeneration often have no warning signs. A dilated eye exam is the only way to detect these diseases in their early stages. This message brought to you by Midland Eye Care, your vision source on Eastman Road in Midland, on Cedar and Gladwin, and now on East Washington in Freeland.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
From the Blasey Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
Nine 837-6125. Welcome back in. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live right here on 100.9 The Mitt. You know what else I'm thankful for, Kyle? I'm thankful my family has adopted the we don't need to follow tradition and have turkey on Thanksgiving. We're doing steaks tomorrow. Got some mashed potatoes, nice salad, some rolls, all the good sides, but I'm good on the turkey. I don't hate turkey. I like turkey sandwiches, always good. But
it's a good deli meat for sure.
Yeah. But like, if we're going to sit here and have a grand meal, turkey's just not the preferred meat. We're going steak, and I'm so thankful for that. That we're abiding by tradition and doing that
trend,
instead. Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I've always been a guy that, like, in general, I'm a turkey over ham guy, just in the grand scheme of things.
As am I.
But specifically for Thanksgiving, ham is the superior meat.
Oh.
It's the better entree. It's just way easier to do. You can mess up a turkey so easily.
I'm not a big ham guy.
Ham is way more moist. It's way juicier than a turkey. Turkey's so dry.
So you're not cooking your turkey right then. Now you got me defending turkey.
But anyways, I am with you in the point of like, why do you got to have either? Like, I think honestly, ham or turkey could be like the secondary entree.
Ooh, and the first is
like a prime rib or something.
You guys are doing prime rib this year? Right?
I think so. I don't really know. That's what it was. What it was last year. So.
Yeah, that's
or something, or
it's just better than turkey.
Or just like a common thing I see people do is have lasagna on Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
That could be like an option.
Hate that.
Like I think that just going a little bit non-traditional, why not? It's the big 2025. Like, why do we got to keep doing things the way they've been done for 100 years?
You know what else I'm thankful for? I'm thankful that 3 years ago the Jaguars took Trevon Walker instead of Aiden Hutchinson, because that is still one of the most dumb decisions that a GM franchise has made in the draft in so many years. Career stats: Hutchinson, 37 sacks, 8 forced fumbles, 5 fumble recoveries, 4 interceptions. That one kind of surprised me. 4 interceptions, 1 Pro Bowl.
He had the year with like 3 in a row, yeah.
Trevon Walker, 26 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 interception, 0 Pro Bowls. Just still one of the most, in the time it made no sense, the week leading up to the draft when all the news was being reported that, hey, they're actually going to take this guy who hasn't been considered once as the number 1 overall pick or the number 2 overall pick. We're going to take this guy number 1 instead. It made no sense then, and it still makes no sense to this day why they wanted to pass on Aiden Hutchinson and take Trevon Walker number 1. But I'm thankful for their stupidity because it led to the hometown kid playing for the Detroit Lions getting his massive contract and being a perennial Defense Player of the Year candidate.
Yeah, I always truly thought that was like a smoke screen from Jacksonville. Like you said, I mean, at the time, it was all like, the ceiling of Trevon Walker. Like, yeah, you could make a ceiling pick, but at number 1 overall, when there really hasn't been – the guy wasn't even the best guy on his Georgia defense in college.
No.
Maybe not even a top 3 guy on that Georgia defense.
And the Trevon Walker ceiling wasn't even a storyline until like 4 days before the draft when it was like, hey, this guy actually should go 1. Because it was Hutchinson and Kayvon Thibodeau for the longest time.
Right. And also, like, if you're going to do the whole ceiling thing, like, doesn't that mean that his measurables and intangibles have to be insane? Like, Hutchinson is just a bigger, longer edge rusher than Trevon Walker was, you know? So it's like, it's not like he was this crazy, like, freakishly physical guy that they just needed to get the skill down. Like, no, Hutchinson was the crazy, freaky, athletic, physical guy. So
and they were changing Trevon Walker's position from what he played in college.
Yeah.
Like, just to this day, just one of the most bizarre week of draft decisions. It's all year long. For 3 months leading up to the draft, it's Hutchinson or Kayvon who's going to go number 1, and then you just talk yourself into something completely idiotic for those last couple days, and you end up making a terrible mistake. I'm thankful for that stupid mistake because it let Aiden Hutchinson stay in Michigan and be on the Lions.
Right.
That's what I'm thankful for.
Okay, I have a hot take thing that I'm thankful for. I was going to save this one, but I think I got to rip the Band-Aid off here. I don't know how most Lions fans feel, but I am thankful that Matt Stafford is finally doing what he's doing right now.
Oh, this is good.
And is finally in the front runner for MVP. Because I know some certain Lions fans feel a type of way about Matthew Stafford that they were never going to succeed under him as the Lions quarterback, or you feel that he was never set up for success in Detroit, whatever. That guy forever will always be my favorite player growing up. I mean, I love Matt Stafford and always knew that he had this in him. You hear all these national media football guys, the way that they talk about Stafford, like, oh, they had to get him out of that situation, then he's peaking late now that he's in L.A. It's like, no, this guy was always there in Detroit, man. This guy was always there, always making incredible plays. The second he got traded to the Rams, I wasn't the guy that was the whole, like, Detroit Rams guy because I thought that was stupid.
No, that was weird.
But
and let's face it, his wife didn't make it any easier.
Correct.
To root for the guy.
And, well, I mean, we did boo their children, so I kind of get her aspect a little bit. But
well, I don't know if he gets booed if it's not for his wife just yapping.
Yeah, I mean, good point. But anyways, like, and the booing thing, that doesn't bother me any bit. I mean, like, you're going to boo literally any opponent that comes into that building. But to me, the second he got traded to the Rams, I was rooting for him. I can't lie. And the fact that He now is the MVP frontrunner. The Rams are really good. Obviously, they are an opponent of the Lions, so once those games come down to it in the regular season, if they play in the playoffs, I'm not rooting for Matt Stafford, but just seeing the spotlight that he is now getting, and he won a Super Bowl in the Rams and now might be winning an MVP, like, I'm actually thankful that this has happened for him. I'm thankful for him.
Yeah, the tape guys love him. Like, he's not necessarily the red zone guy who's like, holy cow, you got to see it. Like, Scott Hansen's like,
I mean, he does be making crazy passes, though, for sure.
Sure, but, like, I think the red zone guys are the guys that run around, the Mahomes, the Allens, the Lamars, who just, like, make plays for themselves. But when you actually, like, the guys who turn on the tape and grind all the tape and watch all the footage, like, those are the guys that are like, there's nobody playing quarterback better than Matthew Stafford the last couple years.
He's the number one, like, arm slot guy. That was always, like, Rodgers' thing as well, but those two guys are, like, the number one guys of that type of quarterback aspect. So,
and I don't know if this has ever happened before where a quarterback, like, we've had quarterbacks kind of had
resurgence?
Resurgence later
Smith
into their
type
careers.
thing. Yeah.
Not like this, though.
No
one's peaked at this level in, age 39 season?
We were talking about Matt Stafford
retiring
in the offseason. Remember? They were going to trade him to the New York Giants because they were so worried about this injury thing. And then all of a sudden it's like, nah, actually we're going to run it back, and now they're the front runner in the entire NFL. A lot of people are picking them as the favorite to win the Super Bowl. They are the favorite to win the Super Bowl, and Stafford's the favorite to win the MVP. Like, how crazy is that?
We've had a lot of, and not just us, but like national media, a lot of conversations about these quarterbacks that find new homes that are given up on, like Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, even Geno Smith to some degree until this year rolled around. But Stafford's almost in his own tier because he was like you said, you always knew he had it with Detroit. It's just
every Lions fan knew.
The 1 year they had a top 10 defense, they won 12 games.
Yeah,
like they were great. The offenses never really were the problem. It was the defense being so disastrous year after year
Always
after
had
year
a bad
after year.
Offensive line as well.
Yeah, he was tough as nails. Played through injuries all the time.
Yeah, one of the toughest quarterbacks in the league. Yeah, I mean, the fact some of these stuff that he played through was unreal.
I'm with you that I don't have any hard feelings towards him. Now I will once Week 15 rolls around, once the playoffs roll around again.
But he's still my second favorite quarterback in the NFL. Like, no doubt about it. I love watching Matt Stafford play, and I'm thankful that he finally is getting kind of the love and the spotlight that he's deserved.
I'm rooting for him too. However, if they have real postseason success again and get back to a Super Bowl, then all of a sudden it's not like the most equal trade in NFL history.
I still think it's not. I mean, the Rams won their Super Bowl in year one.
No, I agree. But if they do it again,
right, then it's
it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, we can't even have this conversation anymore. Right? Yeah. And also, because even I'm saying, he's finally getting the spotlight he deserves. Well, he won a Super Bowl in year one with the Rams. He probably got a spotlight then. But I don't know. I feel like that whole entire Rams Super Bowl run was Cooper Kupp is having this insane season, and Aaron Donald is the best defensive player ever.
And they had Jalen Ramsey on the defensive side, too.
Both things are true. Those guys were having great years, but the focus was on them. The focus was not on Stafford. This year's Rams team, the focus is on Matt Stafford.
Yeah. Who do you think's the next guy to do that? They're awesome, but they're just not going to win where they are right now.
I mean, Joe Burrow is literally on the Matt Stafford career trajectory.
They're the exact same person.
Not even close.
And the fact that they met in a Super Bowl.
I mean, they're similar style quarterbacks, too.
And the fact that they met in a Super Bowl, I think, is very, I don't know, some foreshadowing going on there. I wouldn't be shocked at all. Joe Burrow's a little older. He came into the league at 24, 25 years old.
Yeah, I think he's 29 right now.
That's really crazy. But I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Burrow finishes out this, contract with the Bengals, and it's like, dude, I just can't be here anymore. You guys have to get rid of me. I have to win somewhere. I have to be protected. And then wherever he ends up going, he instantly leads them to having some success on the football field.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Very similar to Matt Stafford. Oh, he's got this insanely good wide receiver. That should be enough, right? Well, the offensive line is terrible, and the defense is the worst in NFL history.
And the ownership is god-awful.
Right. It's very, very similar.
Is there any other candidates, or it's Joe Burrow and nobody else?
I mean, I think it's because it has to be a guy that is good. That's the issue. And so, there isn't a lot of quarterbacks in the league that are good that are just consistently on bad teams, right? At some point,
I don't think Herbert counts. I don't think so.
I don't think Herbert counts because it's not really the Chargers. They're just cursed as a franchise. It's not bad ownership. They're not setting him up right. Their defense is fine. They have a really good coach. Their offensive line has stars on it. They are just cursed with injuries as a franchise. And so Herbert maybe could be that guy. Maybe it's once he does get out of that the cloud that's over top of the Los Angeles Chargers and he ends up somewhere else, maybe then that's a good one potentially.
Dak disqualified, right? Because he's just going to be a Cowboy for life.
He's just going to be a Cowboy forever, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like at the end of his career once he's not good anymore, he'll go somewhere else. But yeah, Dak is probably a Cowboy for life. Yeah, I don't really think there's anybody else. Yeah. Every other guy is like on a good team if you're a good quarterback. So
the ironic part is Jared Goff could kind of join this list. That's the really ironic part. Yeah, because he got sent away.
The Lions are consistently good teams year in, year out. Stafford never was that with the Lions.
Fair, but I'm just saying, like, Goff is playing the best football of his career with the Lions, which is like the second stop in his career. He's another one of those resurgence guys. I don't think he's ever going to win MVP, but if Stafford's doing it right now, I guess you can't rule it out.
Right.
But if they didn't win when he was 15-2, then 9.
Is he on that same trajectory?
No,
same
no, he's actually on the Jamarcus Russell trajectory.
Hey, Stafford number 9, Burrow number 9, kind of a coincidence.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live right here on 100.9 The Mitt Thanksgiving special. You know what else I'm thankful for, Kyle? I'm thankful Ryan Day exists because he is giving Michigan opportunities to win the game year in, year out. This year, I don't think is going to be any different. 989-837-6125. 10 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Corning, a global leader in material science right here in Midland. From the glass in your smartphone to innovations that power clean energy and advanced medicine, Corning is shaping the future, but it's not just about the tech, it's also about the people. Corning invests in the community, supports local schools, and creates opportunities close to home. With a legacy of innovation and commitment to what's next, Corning is proud to call Midland a part of its story. Corning, creating life-changing innovations one breakthrough at a time.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Great Lakes Loons. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Broken appliance? Don't panic. Call Mr. Appliance. With a 4.9-star Google rating, our expert service professionals deliver speedy service with a 1-year done-right promise, so you can count on long-lasting repairs. We treat your home or business with care, no mess, and no trace left behind. Ask about our appliance wellness program to keep things running smoothly year-round. Visit us online at MrAppliance.com for easy online scheduling and local contact information. Mr. Appliance, speedy, trusted, guaranteed.
The Michigan Baseball Foundation is more than just baseball. It's a driver of economic growth and community. Operating one of the nation's top minor league stadiums, MBF supports job creation and regional development. Through creative partnerships and charitable giving, MBF has helped bring projects like Dow Diamond, the East End Development, Fairfield Inn and Suites, the Plaza, and the Dow Bay Area Family YMCA to life, generating over $23 million annually in economic impact. Every Great Lakes Loons ticket supports these efforts. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
He got it! That's 3 of them!
The Great Lakes Bay Region's home for Spartans basketball.
Along with the turkey and stuffing, get a helping of Spartan Hoops. They take on North Carolina, their third-ranked opponent, in November. Coverage Thanksgiving Day at 4:30 p.m., presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them. On Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt. Happy Thanksgiving week from all of us to all of you. From me, even from Timmy the Turkey. It's that time of year for me and Timmy.
This is the team, you guys. It's so awesome.
We'll spend all week together until he's in me. And I eat him. First I stuff him. There's a spoiler.
Say happy Thanksgiving, Timmy. Don't be a sourpuss. I'm sorry, he's in a mood.
Happy Thanksgiving from the Mitt.
They tell us we're more connected these days. We have cell phones, email, text messaging, yet we've never felt more disconnected from the people we care about the most. We need a place that's all about bringing us together. Say hello to the Great Lakes Bay region, where towns like Saginaw, Midland, Bay City, Birch Run, Chesaning, and Frankenmuth help us leave behind the overscheduled world we live in and visit a place we haven't seen in a while. One where the people make us feel right at home. And we remember just how bright our kids' eyes get, peeking through a riverboat railing, just to catch a glimpse of the wildlife. So let's go fishing, bird watching. Let's blow the suds off a local tap, take a tall ship dinner cruise at sunset, or stop by a festival just because the name made us smile. Right here in the Great Lakes Bay region, where reconnecting with what really matters is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. I'm thankful for Ryan Day, man. I'm thankful that Ryan Day, his choices consistently have given Michigan a chance to win the game, and that is the kind of the only stamp of confidence I'm walking into this one on Saturday with. Again, the numbers for Ohio State, they just back that team in every way, shape, and form. Best defense in the country by a landslide. Best defense in college football from a scoring standpoint since the 2011 Bama team. This Ohio State team is nuts. They're nasty. Won a national championship last year, and I'd say they have a better quarterback. Jeremiah Smith is the best weapon we've seen in college football in a long time. Defense even better than it was a year ago. On paper, there's not a ton of reasons to pick Michigan in this one. The biggest reason, the only reason that I can really give to our audience is that Ryan Day is coaching the Buckeyes. Does that guarantee a Michigan win? No. He does have one win against Michigan in his career. But the stuff like the last 3 years or the last 4 years, he beats everybody in the country except Michigan because he wants to change the style of play for the Buckeyes in this game. They want to be a rough and physical team. They want to play like they are Michigan, like they are Penn State, when in reality they are built to beat the SEC teams. And you got to tip your cap, like, congratulations, you won a national championship last year. In doing so, this is a spread offense. They're tough. This is going to be a tough game for Michigan. But Ryan Day insisting on beating Michigan at their own game time and time again, year in, year out. That's the biggest reason I have to pick Michigan to win this game. I'm not going to go as far as doing so. I do think Ohio State's going to win this game. Whether or not they cover the 9.5 is a completely different story, but I just don't trust Ryan Day to get this thing done. So I don't think I can bet on it one way or another.
Yeah, the only thing that maybe you would think, and like you said, I mean, there isn't really a reason to think that Ryan Day is going to change the way that he's operated in this Michigan game by any means. But the reason maybe you would lean into that is that they haven't lost since the Michigan game.
Right.
Like maybe if he actually did learn anything from this rivalry, this matchup, last year was the year to do it. I'm not confident. I'm not saying that that's the case, but I think that there is a case to be made for that. But yes, I mean, Michigan fans have to be extremely grateful for Ryan Day. This is a guy that
I think they're more grateful for Ryan Day than Sharon Moore.
1,000 times, yes. I mean, I think that's not even a question. But yeah, I mean, in this game on Saturday, obviously, what it comes down to is that battle of coaches, because it's funny that both of them are not really well perceived by their own fan bases. I mean, Ryan Day probably is a little bit better perceived by the Ohio State fan base than Sharon Moore is for Michigan, right? Won him a national championship. Like, I would assume he has to be a little bit loved there by some people.
Yeah.
Outside of the Oregon and Michigan games.
Yeah. It's so bizarre. There's no other program in the country that would have this sort of visceral reaction to losing one singular game every single season. Because he won how many coaches in college football that are active can say they've won a national championship? Dabo, Kirby Smart, Ryan Day, and man, there's got to be more.
Wait, say it again.
Ryan Day, Kirby Smart.
For national championships?
Dabo Swinney, yeah. How many active coaches have actually won a national championship for the same school that they're still coaching. The list is not that long, and Ryan Day is on the list. And yet their fan base this time of year, I mean, I can't imagine what kind of ludicrous conversations are going to be had in the state of Ohio if they lose this game. Because on one hand, they'll still be national championship bound, defending champs with a real shot to repeat. But on the other hand, they'll lose the biggest game of the year to most of them.
That's definitely it, by the way, for active coaches with the same school.
It's just 3?
It's just 3.
That's crazy.
Obviously, Saban gone to Bama, so.
Yeah.
That is actually crazy to think about. But yeah, I mean, and we've discussed this. Like, let's take the Ryan Day thing out of it, which you really can't, because it's the most important thing, and it's the biggest reason why Michigan can win. But if we do want to discuss, like, okay, on the football field, because as bad as Ryan Day is going to be, it's not going to temper what the defense of Ohio State does, right?
No.
That's not something that a coach kind of losing his mind during a game is going to destroy. The defense is going to be the defense either way. Here's the thing that if you're a Michigan fan, you really can rely on. Ohio State just really has not been tested a single time this season.
Yeah.
We can throw the Texas game in there, sure. It was week 1. It was Arch Manning's first game. It was this like crazy big, hyped-up matchup. I just think it's one that you can kind of throw out of the window. Outside of that, they played Illinois. They played Washington. That's their biggest test. It's not like Michigan has played a ton of really insanely good teams either.
No, but they're a top 25 school.
Right, they played USC. You know, they also played Washington. They took on Oklahoma earlier in the year on the road as well. So to me, I think that this is Ohio State's biggest test of the season. It's obviously Michigan's as well, but Ohio State really hasn't proven it this year against a good team. They haven't had the opportunity to, but the fact that that's still up in the air, I think, is good for Michigan fans.
You know, for the most part, all season long, or at least like going into the year, we had clowned Ohio State for their hire as of their DC. Matt Patricia, let's not forget that. I don't think you can ask him to do a better job than what he's done. I mean, it's the best defense in college football the last 13 years. He's been incredible. He's bringing these NFL schemes to defense, which is always a risk in college football because you don't know if these kids are going to be able to comprehend the schemes with how creative and complex they are when they're still trying to balance classes and everything. But at this point, we've gone so far down the other way where, let's face it, these aren't student athletes anymore. These are athletes that are associated with a university that I'm sure occasionally go to class, but a lot of these kids are Ohio State. They know they're destined to go to the league, and a lot of these guys on the Ohio State defense feel the same way. And if you can actually correctly implement an NFL defense into a college scheme, into a college system where you're playing just college defenses, that confuses the hell out of quarterbacks. And to be able to go up against a freshman quarterback who's never seen anything like this before, not only is this going to be the best defense he's played by a long shot, but the most complex as well, the most talent on the other side. How shocked would you be if Bryce Underwood just had a really bad game?
I mean,
really
not
bad.
Shocked.
Neither would I.
I mean, and I wouldn't blame him either. Like you just named all the factors. This Ohio State defense is generational, and it's a true freshman quarterback playing in his first rivalry game of what we donned yesterday as the biggest rivalry in all of sports.
Yeah, he's real lucky
not really
this is
set
at
up for
home.
success. The good news is, let's do the same thing on the opposite side, Ben.
Julian
this is
Sain.
the best defense Julian Sain has got to play against so far this season.
Yep.
In his college career. It's his first time playing in the game. He got to watch on the sidelines last year and watch his team absolutely crumble. So the pressure's on him. Like, that's another thing in Michigan's favor. All the pressure's on Ohio State here.
And the Wink Martindale thing, same thing with Matt Patricia. Like, they bring these really complex NFL defenses to college. If it works, it's the best thing you can possibly have in college football. It's really hard to get it to work successfully, though. If you don't have the talent to do it, good luck. Michigan obviously had the talent to do it last year. This year it's been a little bit more on the fence. But I think they're humming at the right time, at least on that side of the ball.
Right. No, they definitely are.
Even against Northwestern, that game was way too close, but that was the offense that couldn't pull that game away. I thought the defense was fine in that game. It was Underwood throwing the picks and giving Northwestern the ball in great field position. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I think Ohio State's still going to come out on top.
Over-under here in this game is, because I was just wondering, 43.5.
We'll do score predictions later on. I think I'm going to have Michigan covering and Ohio State winning. Sorry.
Boring.
I know.
Boring answer.
All right, 989-837-6125. How about this? When we come back, our NFL spread picks, little quickened up edition here. On a Wednesday on the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace Hardware and Sports in downtown Midland has some extra savings for rewards members this month. The leaves are falling down. Make the cleanup easier on yourself. Save $20 instantly on select Craftsman V20 brushless outdoor power equipment kits. Select Milwaukee Power Tools, buy one, get one free, including the brushless drill and impact driver kit. And a steal of a deal on an Ace gift card. Free $10 gift card when you buy a $50 gift card.
Hey Midland, join the Silver Sneakers and Renew Active programs at the Midland Community Center, where fitness for seniors is fun and free. With Silver Sneakers and Renew Active, seniors 65 and older enjoy access to Greater Midland Community Center, North Family Center, and Coleman Family Center, all at no extra cost with eligible Medicare Advantage plans. Dive into all group fitness classes, exclusive Silver Sneakers classes, and our Greater Midland Walking Club. Get moving with Silver Sneakers and Renew Active at the Midland Community Center.
Tired of floors that snore? Walls that whisper, meh? Premier Tile in Midland is here to spice things up one tile at a time. They've got backsplash that'll make your pasta jealous.
What?
Shower walls that'll actually sing in the morning. And floors so fabulous, you'll consider eating dinner off them. Stylish, affordable, slightly obsessed with grout. Visit Premier Tile, located between Stark and Sturgeon, right off US 10. Or at PremierTileStone.com.
At First Class Epoxy Floor and Counter, floors don't just get coated, they get a makeover. Epoxy's so tough, it shrugs off spills, stains, and even your wildest dance moves. Garages, workshops, anywhere you want a floor that's smooth, shiny, and just a little bit sassy, they handle it all with style. No more boring floors. Get ready to impress everyone who walks through the door. Slide into durability and flair. First Class Epoxy Floor and Counter, where your floors get the VIP treatment they didn't know they needed.
Hey sports fans, heading up north? Whether you're gearing up for the big game, hosting friends, or winding down after a long day, Hops and Schnapps is your ultimate beverage destination. With one of the largest selections of beer, wine, and spirits in Michigan, featuring over 1,000 options from around the globe, we're your beverage experts. Plus, our friendly team is here to help you find the perfect pick. Visit us in Standish, Grayling, and Gaylord today. Hops and Schnapps, raise your glass, raise your spirits.
Is your business protected, connected, and running at full speed? At Ironstack Technology, they provide rock-solid IT solutions, cybersecurity, and support tailored for small and mid-sized businesses. From managed services to cloud migration and 24/7 monitoring, they've got your back so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Visit IronstackTechnology.com today and build your IT on a foundation of strength. Ironstack Technology, IT that works as hard as you do.
You know, in past years, I've had a contentious relationship with Timmy the Turkey. I killed Timmy the Turkey, the original. Then I killed Timmy the Turkey Jr. So understandably, Triple T, Timmy Turkey III, is a little bit paranoid that I'm going to stab him. But I promise, Timmy, don't be fooled. Cross my heart and hope to die. He's a liar! I will not stab you this year. Oh, that? Nothing. It's nothing.
Happy Thanksgiving from the Mitt.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Michigan. This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. Don't think we forgot. It is Big Win Wednesday, thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet. I'm gonna just keep it so real, guys. I'm gonna keep it real.
Whoa.
I don't know if Brad would like if I said this, but here's the thing. We're giving away tickets to a game. It's the Michigan State game in Ford Field this weekend against Maryland. I'm not going to sit here and try to sell you that it's this incredibly insane game, but I will tell you this. If you text in today, I think you have a pretty good shot of winning. When we give away Lions tickets or Pistons tickets, to get upwards of 100 texts, low chance of winning because of the amount of people texting in. But this Michigan State game, if you want to go on Saturday, chance to get inside Ford Field, check it out.
You're underselling this, man. It's a chance for MSU to win their first Big Ten game.
Enough said. Get into Ford Field. It's on us. Thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet. Just text in the word. The key word today is Spartans. Text in Spartans to 989-837-6125. Thanks to our friends at Garber Chevrolet, and you've got a chance to win the Michigan State tickets for this weekend's game against Maryland in Ford Field on Saturday. Again, Spartans to 989-837-6125. With that being said, while we're waiting for a winner to be selected, let's do our NFL spread picks for the week. This is like the trap line of the week. Why is it only 3.5? That's way too sus for me.
They're going to beat Jacksonville by a touchdown. I don't care if they have to go overseas to do it.
This is like disgusting football, and I want no part of it.
NFL against the spread.
All right, Kyle and I are here. John's back in New York. He didn't get his spread picks in. I don't know what to do here because I would say let's just disqualify him for the week for not getting his picks in. I would text him, but he is 1,000,000% still sleeping right now. But I feel like he needs to be punished for some reason because if he doesn't have any, like if we just disqualify him from picking this week, he doesn't have any losses in the loss column. He doesn't have any wins. It doesn't hurt him. I feel like for not getting picks in time, he needs some sort of automatically goes 2 and 3.
We did make it clear we were doing this today, correct?
Yes.
With him. I mean, we can't just say he goes 2 and 3. I think if he gets his picks in by the start of the game tomorrow, that's fine.
All right.
We just didn't get to reveal him on the show, which is unfortunate. If he how about this? If he goes 5-0, it's just like, okay, no, you go 4-1.
Sure.
We'll do that.
That works. All right. We did make a rule amongst ourselves. You had to play all 3 Thanksgiving games. Put a little hair on the chest for Thanksgiving.
Grow up,
Grow up. Bet on football. First game, Lions-Packers. I've made my stance pretty clear on this. I have the Lions favored by 2. I didn't put the spread picks in, or the spreads in. My fault. I've got the Lions here. They are 2.5-point favorites the last I looked. I will be taking them in our spread picks.
Yeah, I'm with you. Give me Lions -2.5. We've discussed this for quite some time now. Quite confident that the Lions are going to be able to get this done. Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't talk all this up just to be like, yeah, give me the Packers +2.5. I was interested to see what this line was going to be, but yeah, I'm with you. Go Lions.
Okay. Next Thanksgiving game. Chiefs, Cowboys. These are usually the 2 teams that no matter what, you just get an extra extra point. And now they're going up against each other, the 2 biggest brands in all of America. I was curious to where the money would be. It's pretty split, you said, right?
Yeah, it's like 50-50.
I got the Chiefs -3.5 here. I've liked the way that Dallas has been playing as of late, but I think Kansas City is, now that we're in November, hitting their stride right when they need to. They're going to be peaking. Give me Kansas City here to kind of end Dallas this season.
I'm with you taking the Chiefs -3.5, and I'm not going to lie, Ben, I don't love it. I've taken the Chiefs to cover the spread the last 2 weeks. They have failed both times. So going 3 weeks in a row, here's why, though. The Cowboys have won 3 games in a row on Thanksgiving. Before that, they had lost 3 games in a row. The last time they won 4 or more in a row was all the way back before you and I were born. So that's not going to happen again. I think that the Cowboys could potentially keep this close, so maybe they don't cover, but I'm not going to rely on that, so I will take the Chiefs -3.5. Look, the Chiefs on Thanksgiving, when the entire world is watching, they're going to be like, everyone hates the Chiefs. That means they're going to win and cover. So give me Kansas City.
They're good for 3 calls in this one that just totally favor them.
For sure.
Night game on Thanksgiving. Bengals, Ravens. Ravens are 7-point favorites at home against Joe Burrow back in uniform for Cincinnati.
And Jamar Chase is back for the Bengals as well. I really wanted to take Cincy here because I didn't want to go chalk and take all favorites on the Thanksgiving slate. But that's exactly what I'm doing. Give me the Ravens -7. We talk about, oh, Joe Burrow's back, like the Bengals offense, it might be back. Well, if there's any opportunity for the Ravens offense to kind of figure out their slumminess since Lamar Jackson has returned, it's against his Cincinnati Bengals defense. Like it is, we saw what they did to him last year. This Ravens defense has also improved these last several weeks as well. They're not like one of these worst pass defenses in the NFL like they were to kick off the season. So I think this is actually the spot where Baltimore really flourishes on offense and figures things out against Cincy.
I've got Cincinnati +7 here.
Really?
I wanted to get at least one favorite in, and Lamar Jackson just does not look the same at all for the last few weeks. I totally understand the narrative that this is a chance for the Ravens to get right against this awful Bengals defense, but I think there's something with Lamar where when he tries to round the corner, get to the sideline, and then just make one guy miss and he's gone, he's just not doing that anymore.
Right.
It feels like he can't beat his guy to the sideline. Like, people are containing him pretty well. I don't know how much that has to do with the hamstring injury or not, but I just have not been all that impressed with Lamar. He's still Lamar. He still can kill you in the pocket. That's the best thing about him. You can let him sit in the pocket, and he will kill you with his arm too, but I haven't loved what I've seen from Lamar, what's made him special the last few years.
Very true.
The last 3
The
weeks.
good
So
news
I'm
is,
taking Cincy.
I think this could be like a Derrick Henry 150 yards, 3 touchdowns type game.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
All right, those are Thanksgiving games. Black Friday, we got a great game.
Ooh.
Bears taking on Philly at 3 o'clock on Black Friday. Philly's favored by 7 at home.
Why is it 3 o'clock start, by the way? They did this last year as well.
That's weird.
I've always wondered that. I don't really understand that. I get it's Black Friday and everything, but yeah, I'm out on this game. This is one of those games that I really just kind of want to enjoy. 7-point underdogs for Chicago after they've literally been close in every game outside of that one.
They're daring you to take Chicago.
They are daring you to take Chicago, and that's exactly why I won't.
Yeah, I'm not doing it either. Without the hook, too, they oh, man, that's good. Rams, 10.5-point favorites on the East Coast. West Coast team out east. Always got to be careful with that.
Outside as well.
10-point favorites in Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, this is a large line. I know Carolina just lost by over 10 to San Francisco. That was on the road. But, man, this is a little bit too high for me. But I'm obviously not going to take the Panthers after how they looked last week, so I'm out on this game.
And everyone has just been gassing up the Rams for 3 weeks now, us included. I do think they're the best team in the league, but
they've covered like 5 or 6 weeks in a row.
I know, and that's why this week it's like you don't get to blow out every team every single week. Yeah. There's going to be a close game at some point.
Yeah, you can win all these games, but covering all these games at some point that will end.
Yeah, I'm out on this one. That's big red flag to me. Cardinals, and I would imagine all the money's going to be on the Rams spread there too, because it's already up a point. It opened at 9.5. Cardinals, 3-point dogs in Tampa Bay. Tampa needs to get their head on right. They've been kind of loosey-goosey the last, month and a half. Baker kind of questionable with his shoulder injury. Sounds like he's going to go, but not 100%. They're 3-point favorites. I'm staying away.
This is the game that I told you, Ben, do I want to add another game this week? I'm going to do it. With every team in action, there's no buys. This is the last opportunity for me to, I think, add a 6th game for a while. So I'm doing it. Give me the Cardinals +3. They went to overtime with the Jags last week. This offense has actually been semi-decent since Jacoby Brissett has really taken over. And like you said, this Tampa Bay team has been extremely sluggish. And with potentially just a 3-point cover here for Arizona with Teddy Two Gloves potentially starting the game for Tampa. I love Bridgewater, but I feel like if we knew Bridgewater was the starter, this would be like a 1.5 type of line. So give me Arizona here at +3.
Okay. I don't hate that.
I also wanted to pick one underdog this week, and I had all favorites, so that one felt like it was the best one.
Let's go Jaguars at Titans. The Jaguars are only 6.5-point favorites on the road in Tennessee.
Man, that's what I thought. I'm like, the Tennessee Titans, this has got to be the least amount that they've been underdogs by this season, right? At 6.5.
This is the Tennessee Titans?
Yeah, they're
6.5? Like, what are we talking about?
They're double-digit underdogs in every game they play. So I thought about Jacksonville, but I don't want to do it. I'm out.
Okay, I am out as well. All right. Saints, 5.5-point dogs in Miami. You know, when we saw that the Saints were -1.5 favorites last week, and everyone was like, well, you can't bet on Kirk Cousins. Tyler Shooks looked good. That should have been ultimate green flag to bet on Atlanta, even though we've basically told ourselves we're not allowed to bet on Atlanta anymore. There was just no way Kirk Cousins was going to be that bad again. And the fact that the Saints were favored, I mean, this spread tells you exactly where the Saints truly are. 5.5-point dogs. I'm staying away.
Yeah, no way I'm getting involved in this game. No, thank you.
Okay. San Fran, 5.5-point favorites on the road against Cleveland. Cleveland's defense, still solid, even better at home. Shedeur Sanders, never know what's going on. I'm staying away.
Why are the 49ers 5.5-point favorites against Shedeur Sanders?
You see the spread or the over-under?
Oh, it's got to be so low.
36.
36.
That might be the lowest of the year.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, I am absolutely all over the Niners minus 5.5. I told you on Monday, I'm selling stock on backup quarterbacks coming off of a win. Well, I can't bet on Davis Mills because he's not playing. I'm not going to bet on Kirk Cousins like that whole game because they're playing the New York Jets, so I'm out on that one. Shedeur Sanders coming off a win. Let's play 49ers. Give me the Niners minus 5.5. This is the lock of the week.
Yeah, but Shedeur's not a backup. That's a franchise quarterback right there.
That's a good point. Fifth round pick, franchise quarterback, yes.
Falcons, 2.5-point favorites in New York taking on the Jets.
Yeah, this follows that philosophy. Kirk Cousins, a backup quarterback coming off of a win, but why in the world would I wager U.S. dollar on the New York Jets? So no thank you.
Texans, 4.5-point favorites against the Colts. I'm taking the Texans here. We've been super sussed out on the Colts all year long. Right when we finally acknowledged that they were good, they started to look a little shaky. Last week was the epitome of that. 3 3-and-outs in the fourth quarter. They stunk it up in overtime, too. Couldn't end up beating Kansas City. And now they've got to take on what is maybe the best defense in the NFL in the Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud should be back as well. I'm all over the Texans here.
This is exactly why I'm all over the Colts, Ben. We haven't gone head-to-head in a while. I'm excited about this. Give me the Colts minus 4.5 at home. They played really well against the Chiefs last week, kind of stumbled down the line, but everyone is all over Houston. The public, they think Houston is back, and they think the Colts are done for with this schedule coming up. That's been all we've talked about as well on this show. That's the exact reason why I'm completely zagging. Give me Indianapolis.
2 head-to-heads for us this week.
Right, yeah, with Cincy and Baltimore as well.
Seattle, 11.5-point favorites in Seattle, taking on the Vikings. I have this as 11.5 right now, but I wrote it down last night as 10.5. What are you going to give me?
I'll give you a 10.5 if you had it written down.
Okay, 10.5 for Seattle.
If John wants it though, it's got to be 11.5.
Absolutely. 9. I don't think is going to be playing. It sounds like it's going to be Max Brosmer.
Oh, that's your boy.
Seattle's at home though. If this was on the road, I think that's maybe a little too high. They didn't cover last week. When they were in Tennessee. Tennessee made that kind of close there at the end. But the fact that this is at home, I think the one thing to worry about would be Sam Darnold going up against Brian Flores. I feel like Brian Flores would be able to get to him a lot. And if that's the case, You're confusing Sam Darnold, then maybe disaster could happen. But I don't know how the Vikings offense, if Max Brosmer is actually the quarterback, or 9 for that matter, I don't know how they put up 10 points on Seattle's defense. We talked about Houston being the best defense in the NFL. Seattle's probably not far behind them. So I'd be shocked if the Minnesota scored 2 touchdowns in this game. So I'm going to take Seattle.
If 9 was playing, I would rock with you on Seattle, but I'm going to stick away.
Let's go next game. Bills-Steelers. Bills are 3.5-point favorites on the road.
These teams seem to play every single season. And every time they always play tight. That's why it's a tight line. I'm going to stay away.
Raiders-Chargers. Chargers are 9.5-point favorites.
No, why are they 9.5-point favorites? The Chargers.
The Raiders have been disastrous for 2 months.
I almost thought about taking the Raiders here, and then I kind of looked at myself and said, "Wait, what am I doing?" Yeah, I'm all good.
Denver versus the Commanders. Denver's only 6.5-point favorites on the road.
Man, Commanders have all these primetime games, which is tough. Jaden Daniels might be back in this one. I don't think it matters. I'm gonna stay away from this one.
Giants. This is Monday night, last game of the slate. Giants in New England, in Boston, taking on the Patriots. Patriots are 7.5-point favorites.
Fun matchup. This always is. That's why I just want to watch and enjoy, and I'm not going to be wagering on it.
I'm a little nervous for the Patriots. That pass rush coming in against a no Will Campbell offensive line. I'm staying away, though. All right, those are NFL spread picks on the week. I got Detroit, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Houston, Seattle. Kyle's got Detroit, Kansas City, Baltimore, Indianapolis, San Fran, and Arizona. We're still betting on Jacoby Brissett in the Big 2-5.
I know, crazy, right? It's my 6th pick. I got 6 picks this week.
All right, there, you heard it first. 989-837-6125.
I'm still in the lead, by the way.
Yes, Kyle is winning, entering the week 33-30. I am 31-32, so just 2 games out. Just 2 games out. I'm creeping up. 2 head-to-heads. Chance to get back into it. Stay secure. Stay connected. Stay ahead with Link Technologies, your local IT experts in Midland. From small businesses to large operations, they provide custom tech solutions that actually make your life a little easier, specializing in networking security, cyber security, cloud services, and managed IT support all under one roof. Fast, reliable service with real people who speak your language. Whether you're upgrading, protecting, troubleshooting, Link Technology keeps your systems running smooth. Visit linktechsolutions.com and see how they can help your business work smarter and not harder.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Do we have any spray paint?
Why?
I need lots of paint. I'm going to paint the house.
I don't think so.
But it looks bad.
Well, you can't spray paint the house.
And then let's call Brexy Siding and Building Repair. They can do it.
Is your siding looking faded, worn out, or just in need of an update? Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your siding, roofing, and gutter needs.
It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. This month's recipient is Braden Schwartzkampf from Calvary Baptist Academy. With a 3.7 GPA, Braden is a 2-sport athlete playing basketball and soccer. He owns a lawn business. He's in the choir, mock election, and wants to be a teacher for his career. Braden gained experience with Teachers for Tomorrow.
I started to teach math and tutor kids in that class who were struggling. And then for grammar, I just went around doing spell checks, and I think I taught the class 4 or 5 times. I really enjoyed being able to help the kids out and just impact their life in a way. It was a really cool experience.
Next fall, Braden will continue his academic and athletic career studying and playing basketball at Spring Harbor College. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themitt.com.
Something's in the water.
Dude, it's in your mouth.
I can't see it, but I feel it.
This summer, from the people who brought you floss and fluoride, gum disease, the silent bite.
Ah! Why didn't anyone warn me?
We did. At Scott Family Dental, you may not see the problem, but we can. No insurance contracts and a team that treats you like family.
So no jaws, just gentle cleanings?
Exactly. But skip your checkup and you might need a bigger toothbrush.
Scott Family Dental. Catch the problems before they bite. Book now at scottfamdental.com.
Transform your outdoor space with Maple Hill Nursery. Whether you're a gardening enthusiast or just looking to relax in style, they have everything you need. From premium polywood furniture that never needs painting to top quality plants and trees, Maple Hill Nursery has it all. Plus, they offer free setup and delivery on in-stock barbecue grills. Visit them today just north of Midland Mall or check out their website for pro tips and expert advice. Maple Hill Nursery, making your yard the place to be.
When you want NFL football on the radio,
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
you know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
Thanksgiving Day features 3 NFL games, including Lions and Packers from Ford Field. Coverage at 1 on Thanksgiving, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, welcome back in. Appreciate everyone listening today. We did reach out to our winner for Big Win Wednesday, so make sure to check your phone if you decided to text in and try to win those tickets to the Michigan State game, thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet. Just check your phone because we did send you a confirmation text, and we need you to text back so we can forward you the tickets. Any chance they win this weekend?
MSU?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe them playing away from Spartan Stadium could be a good thing.
So they can't get booed by their home fans?
I don't really know,
You don't
man.
see that a lot in college football, getting booed by your own stadium.
Because people instead will just leave.
Yeah. They have better things to do.
Right, exactly.
Both things were happening to the Spartans.
I think it would be irresponsible to say they have no chance of winning because they did almost beat a much better Iowa team last week. So, they have a chance to win, sure. Will they? Probably not, but, they have a chance, yeah.
I was texting one of my friends that went to Michigan State. I just texted him out of the blue. I think Notre Dame plus 1,000 It's looking pretty good right now. And he started talking about Notre Dame's game with like Vanderbilt or whoever. I was like, dude, I'm talking about the national championship. And he was like, oh, it's been basketball season for a long time, my friends. I was like, why would I be talking about that random basketball game? I'm talking about the Natty. And he was like, yeah, I'm just, what this Michigan State team has done to me as a football fan is unforgivable. And now, like, if they truly don't move on from Smith, that's a disgrace. It really is. To bring him back for another season when you know it's not going to work out. That to me is malpractice by a football organization or a football program.
I assume they want to.
Bring him back?
No. I assume they want him to be gone. Sorry. Now, can they? I think is a much different question. I don't really know.
Because of the money standpoint?
Right, exactly. And it's just like, and there is
see that
some
Matt Ishbia donation.
I did see
yesterday,
that. Yes,
2 days ago?
I did indeed see that. He's got a couple other things going on in his life currently too, with that lawsuit against him. So
yeah, no, that's true. Michigan State fans should be thankful for that guy. He just continuously gives them money that they light on fire and are like, wait, what? Let's make Jonathan Smith one of the highest paid coaches in college football. Okay, let's see how that one works out. Maybe we shouldn't make random people highest paid coaches in college football. Maybe you should have to earn that. Maybe every year you stay around at your school, your salary should actually just go up. What do we think about that?
Sure.
Everyone in college football, your coach, if you're a coach, you start at X amount of dollars, and then you continue to make a little bit more every year that you stay with your program to incentivize coaches to stay. Then you don't get this ridiculous situation that's going on this week with Lane Kiffin.
But the thing is, like, obviously you want to hire these top dog coaches, and it takes the big 6-7 year contracts, large dollar amounts to get them to come there. Like, that's what you have to do. You can't just toss out a 3-year contract for a coach. Why would they sign that? They want that longevity. Every coach wants to sign those because even if they do get fired, Ben, like we're seeing with all these other coaches, they're still getting paid. So all of them are going to demand those extremely long contracts.
Except Brian Kelly.
Except Brian Kelly, that's right. He actually is
whatever's going on there is hysterical.
His attorney is now suing LSU. Yeah, it's a lot going on there.
My mind is blown with this Lane Kiffin situation to where they're the number 6 team in the country right now. They win this game on Friday, they're automatically like going to the playoffs.
Rivalry game,
and all of a sudden they might not have their head coach, which is by far the most polarizing coach in college football, I would say. A top
he would for sure
6
finish
coach in
the
college
season
football
with them, though, right?
Oh, absolutely not. If LSU,
that is crazy.
If LSU, if he announces, I'm going to go to LSU, no way LSU's like, go ahead, finish out your season. No, the portal opens in January.
True. That's a good point. And we were seeing a ton of coaches get hired just this week. Colorado State has hired their new coach. Oklahoma State has hired their new coach, so we're starting that cycle already.
LSU's not waiting around for Lane Kiffin because the portal's not waiting around for LSU, right? Like, the portal, it opens up soon, and if Lane Kiffin's not there, like, how are they supposed to recruit? They're going to make Lane Kiffin leave Ole Miss if he does decide to go to LSU. And right now, I have no idea if he is going to stay or leave. I have no indication of what's going to happen.
Literally zero. Like, I think it would be really cool if he stayed at Ole Miss. I think it'd be really cool if he did.
I would gain a lot of respect for him.
I would too, but I'm not going to like lose respect. I'm not going to call him like a sellout if he goes to LSU. Like, he's probably getting an insane-o contract, and he's going to have all the resources in the world. Like,
the thing is, if he goes
LSU?
If he goes to LSU, what would you set the odds of him still being the coach there in 6 years? I know for a fact at Ole Miss, he's never getting fired. They'll build statues of him. One SEC title, and he gets a statue built to him at Ole Miss. That's not the case at LSU.
Sure.
That's why I think it's better for him to stay, even if he's making a little bit more money at LSU.
Yeah. I mean, if the athletic director was the one that announced that the decision on him is coming on Saturday, I mean, wouldn't that imply to you a little bit that it could be good for them?
Ole Miss?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is happening after their rivalry game.
Yes, this is the announcement is happening Saturday. Their game is on Friday. A lot of good football on Friday, man.
Great football
Maybe
on Friday.
That's why the Bears-Eagles game is at 3.
They don't want to compete with the SEC slate. The SEC slate on Friday is actually wild. Between Texas A&M, Georgia. I guess this isn't like a SEC strictly
Georgia
game.
Tech's at 3:32, man.
Yeah, Georgia
Same
Tech
time as
3:30.
Bears-Eagles.
And then
Ole Miss, Mississippi State at noon.
The Texas is at, or Texas A&M is at night.
7:30, yes.
I wish that one was at Kyle Field.
Yeah.
That's one of the
That's what makes this interesting. Like A&M 2.5-point favorites. Like
on the road,
they could lose.
Kyle Field is one of the very few stadiums where I get goosebumps even just watching through the
on
TV.
The TV. That's a very good point.
I think the number one stadium with that is in fact LSU. That is the one. If I gun to my head, hey, you get to go to one sporting event this upcoming year. What do you want to go to? What's the one thing you want off your bucket list? LSU night game. LSU night game against a top 25 opponent.
Yeah, that's really good.
There's no stadium that even comes close to where I would want to.
Give me this year MSU at Purdue at Mackey Arena. That's what I would. I've always wanted to go to.
What
Mackey,
about MSU Maryland at Ford Field?
Hey, I know how you could go there. Well, could have.
989-837-6125. Hey, we're going to talk to a maybe future Hall of Famer, semifinalist to the Hall of Fame, Lomas Brown, when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live right here on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
At Tommy's Express, you can get your car clean, shiny and dry in just minutes. Our state-of-the-art eco-friendly wash delivers a spotless finish every time. With the Tommy Club app, enjoy unlimited washes or paper wash. Skip the line with license plate recognition and manage everything right from your phone. Fast, clean, and simple. Visit Tommy's Express today and see the difference. Text Clean Card to 86697 for a free works wash.
Offer valid for new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
Is the air in your home dry? Are allergies bothering you? Tired of itchy skin and static everywhere? We have your answer. Answer Heating and Cooling can install a whole home humidifier that keeps your air balanced, your skin comfortable, and your family breathing easier all winter long. Say goodbye to static shocks and hello to comfort. Call Answer Heating and Cooling today or visit AnswerSOS.com. Answer Heating and Cooling, the home of simply outstanding service.
We got a game, boys!
This week on Sunday Night Football.
The Denver Broncos, off the bye, are looking for their 10th win of the season. Bo and the Broncos head to Landover, Maryland to face the Washington Commanders. Coverage at 7:30 Sunday night, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Don't miss a moment right here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the MHSAA, are the 292,000 high school sports students in Michigan. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
Welcome back into the show, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. We are now joined by former Detroit Lion and someone who was just recently named a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Lomas Brown, joining us here on the Ben Bosscher Show. How you doing, Lomas? Good to talk to you.
I'm great, Ben. How you doing, my good man?
I'm doing pretty good. It's It's so awesome that you're able to join the show today, a couple days after that announcement. First of all, congratulations. I know that's been a big storyline here in Detroit the last couple of years. It's cool to see you keep going step by step, further inching closer to the Hall of Fame. I think we're all rooting for it.
Yeah, man, it's been great. It's been a ride, my good man. It's been a great ride, and hopefully, like you say, hopefully things will keep progressing. But as I always say, Ben, when it happens, it's going to happen at the right time. So if it doesn't happen this year, I know it's going to happen. It's going to be the right time when it does.
It's a good mindset to have. Speaking of the right time, this is, Kyle and I have been calling it a do or die game for the Lions all week. I'm not to say that their season's totally done if they are to lose this game against Green Bay on Thanksgiving tomorrow, but there wouldn't be a ton of reasons I could sit here and try to make the case that this is still one of the best teams in the NFL if they are to lose this game, because you look at all their big-time matchups against the other playoff opponents, they haven't necessarily looked their best against those teams. When it comes to winning the division, I think this is an absolute must-win game. Where are you at with this Green Bay game going into the Thanksgiving game tomorrow?
No, I agree 100% with you. Look, no disrespect to the guys in Illinois, those Chicago Bears, but I think the division is coming down to Green Bay or Detroit. I think either one of us are going to win the division. And you're right. I mean, after what happened on the first game of the season, Green Bay really dismantled us. It's a divisional game. It's a rivalry game, and I think this is probably the most important game of the season for the Lions. Why I say that is because I think we have to get some continuity back. Looking at the New York Giants game, I expected us to win that game by more than we did. They gave us more than I thought we got. Looking at the Philadelphia game, the loss that we took. We just hadn't played well. We haven't been cohesive as an offense. And I think we need a game where we really put all three phases of the team together and really get back to our winning ways. So I couldn't think of a better way than to start on Thanksgiving, a big traditional game for us, and against the Green Bay Packers, like I said, a team that's ahead of us right now in the division.
Yeah, you mentioned week one, and I think Lions fans in general have just kind of taken week one and thrown out the window. That was the anomaly. Can you take me through what that's like as a player when you take on a divisional opponent really early on in the season? You're still kind of learning who you are, working out some of the kinks. It's your first game. What is that like to lose a game like that way and then get another chance to play a division opponent a little bit later on in the season?
Yeah, well, I look at it as nowadays, those are preseason games to me. Because if you think about it, no one plays in the preseason. So I really kind of looked at that Green Bay game as a preseason game. You're still trying to work out all the kinks. You're still trying to identify yourself or what type of team that you want to be. So, yeah, they beat us. And it counts in the standing, but you don't take a lot into that game because it happened that long ago. And like I say, it was the first game of the season, but it is a rival game. It is a game that we know we need at this point in the season. So, you want to go into this game, you want to correct some of the things that you did wrong, but you always know that your opponent, the Green Bay Packers, it's nothing that you could do too much different because they know you. We play each other twice a year, along with the Bears in Minnesota. So when you play in those type of games, there's not a lot of secrets that go into that game. It's basically man on man, mano y mano, who best man is going to win. And I think that's what it's going to come down to tomorrow. Whoever dominates the line of scrimmage, I think in the game tomorrow is going to eventually end up winning the game.
Well, we talked about this yesterday, Lomas, about how Lions-Packers feels like one of the biggest rivalries in sports currently because there's a true animosity between these two teams. Going back to how they've matched up a couple of years, Lions versus Packers on Thanksgiving a couple of years ago, the Packers got the best of them, and then they did this one too. So how much do you think the Lions team in this game are really kind of feeding off of those previous games?
Oh, I know they are. I know they have to be because, again, those are games that you want to win. And like I said, the Packers, they've won the last couple of games against us. And it's just going to be the little things. So one of the concerning things to me looking at last week's game versus the Giants is our pass rush, us being able to get to the quarterback early and affect the quarterback. I mean, we made Jameis look like he was all pro in that game because he had so much time. And if you let any quarterback in this league get that amount of time, they're going to hurt you. The penalties, that's another concern for me because some of the penalties, they either set us back where we were dealing with third and longs, or it was penalties that gave the offense their offensive advantage, pass interference, little things like that. So I think we're going to have to clean up on the penalties and then just be more effective, with our efficiency on getting third downs, keeping the drives moving, and when we get opportunities, putting up 7 points. We can't settle for field goals. We have to be able to score touchdowns.
What do you think's been going on with Aiden Hutchinson lately? Because weeks 3 to 9, this guy was, he was an animal. Like 7, 8, 9 pressures every single game. Win rate of nearly 27%. And then, not to say he's been bad, but just up to the standard that he's set for himself and that everyone has set for him here in Detroit. The last couple weeks, he's been a little bit more quiet, even though he had the game-sealing sack against San Fran. Like you said, it was kind of a tragedy that it had to come down to that in the first place. But why has there been a little bit of a dip in production the last 3 weeks from Aiden Hutchinson?
Yeah, so I look at little things. It's little things that I look at, and man, do you ever notice how wide Aiden Hutchinson is when he lines up? I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling to me. And I know he's, like I say, a great player. But, oh, my God, man, it's not a wide 9. It seems like he's in a wide 11 or a wide 13. And when you line up that wide, you automatically create a gap. You automatically create a crevice where teams can try to take advantage of you. And I think the first team that I seen that did that was the Kansas City Chiefs when we played them. It was plays that were run right at Aiden where they didn't even block him because his alignment took him out of the fold or out of the way of being able to make the tackle. And I think a lot more teams have tried to use that against him. Also, he's a relentless rusher. And when you have a guy that's relentless like that, sometimes they take themselves out of the play. And then, of course, when you line up so wide, it takes you that much longer to get to the quarterback. So maybe a little adjustment in his alignment will help him a little bit more. And, of course, we know all the attention that he's getting, double team, triple team sometimes. But all the great pass rushers, Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons. If you're a great pass rusher, you're going to attract that type of attention. So he's going to have to play through that. So I agree with you. I've noticed that the production has kind of dipped over these last few weeks. Hopefully, maybe through alignment, maybe through some other adjustments, we can get him back to being the force that he has been for us.
The nice part about that is, and I hadn't noticed, like, you're right, he's lining up super wide. I hadn't noticed that in terms of, like, maybe that's, affecting his ability to get after the quarterback. I think their trade-off there, though, is they're not really letting quarterbacks beat him on the ground this year. And that's been a narrative the past, 3 years for the Lions. They can't stop the mobile quarterback. They've done such a good job containing those guys, but I think it's come at a cost of not getting to the quarterback soon enough, and you're seeing Aiden Hutchinson kind of struggle from that right now. This Lions rushing attack is fascinating to me right now because they have arguably the best back in the NFL right now in Jahmyr Gibbs. Against these crappy defenses like the Commanders, like the Giants, we've seen him absolutely explode. And then you look at some of the games like Green Bay week 1, like Kansas City, like Philly against these really good defenses, and they've been shut down in ways that I didn't think was necessarily possible. Obviously, the truth lies somewhere in the middle, but what's their recipe for really getting this back on track against the good teams in the NFL?
Yeah, I think the thing is consistency and staying ahead of the chains. You have to. Again, I brought it up a little earlier. When you have penalties or you have negative plays and then you're in third and long situations, it just kind of takes you out of your rhythm. It kind of takes plays away from you that you may want to run. And I've seen some of that happen with our run game. Of course, as you guys know, the middle of our offensive line isn't the strength of our offensive line due to youth that we have in there, due to injuries. We got different guys going in and out, and that's kind of been one of our weaknesses. I think what you do when you have a line that's struggling a little bit is what you do is you cut down your playbook. You take plays out, and you take the best plays that you run, especially on the run game, and you run those over and over and over again, and you make the defense stop those plays. And I think that's what Dan Campbell, I think that's what John Morton, they have to be able to do. I thought that Dan did a great job going up against an inferior Washington Commanders team. But you see these D-lines. Think about that D-line from the Giants we just played. I mean, you talking about Dexter Lawrence. You talking about Brian Burns. You talking about Abdul Carter. That's a very formidable defensive line. And now we're getting ready to face another one. So when you face these good defensive lines, and of course Philadelphia, we know what happened in that game. So when you get ready to face these good defensive lines, I think you take plays out. Like I say, you concentrate on the plays that you are very, very good at, and you run those plays. You run them, and you make that defense stop you, and that's the key for Jahmyr Gibbs. That's the key is for those guys up front to be consistent, because we know the talent that he has, and he's going to find a way to exploit him if you give him the opportunity to get to the second level of that defense.
Lomas Brownie's going to be on the call tomorrow on the radio side of things. We appreciate you coming on. Before you go, just give us a little insight what it's like as a player waking up on Thanksgiving knowing, hey, today's the day we got a game. It's part of the tradition.
Ben, you're still a little sore from the game 4 days ago, so you're still a little sore. But it's just the excitement knowing that you're the only game on TV and that the nation is watching you. And I always remember Wayne Fonts. He used to tell us, damn it, you can lose every game this season, but the game we don't want to lose is that Thanksgiving Day game, because it's such a tradition, especially back here in Michigan. You hear about kids being raised watching the Thanksgiving Day game, hear about people carving the turkey as the game is going on. So you know what it means to the people back here in Michigan, and you always want to play your best on those games. So it's unlike any other game that you play, and I'm just fortunate we have the game. It's our game, the Detroit Lions game. So yes, man, it's fun to play on Thanksgiving Day.
Lomas Brown, participant in many Thanksgiving games in the past. He's going to be on the radio call tomorrow for the Detroit Lions. Appreciate you joining us, my friend.
Thanks, man. Y'all take care. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You as well. See you later.
Thank you.
All right, there he goes. One more time. Lomas Brown, semifinalist to make the Hall of Fame. Long overdue. Some of the numbers that, the Lions have, the Lions have made it pretty clear they want to get this guy in the Hall of Fame. Some of the numbers, he's number one in the NFL books in games played, games started as well at left tackle.
That's awesome.
Nobody's played more than him. He's a legend, so appreciate him hopping on the show with us this morning. 989-837-6125, 11 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by our friends over at Yiter Insurance. Life happens fast, and at Yiter Insurance Group, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. Yiter Insurance, they'll be there when you need them since 1940.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Since 1940, Yiter Insurance Group has been a trusted friend to generations of your neighbors in the Great Lakes Bay region and across the country. Proudly representing auto owners insurance, we're licensed in nearly every state, so no matter where life takes you, we got you covered. And because we're an independent insurance agent, we don't believe in one size fits all. We work for you to find coverage that fits your life, your family, and your business. That's why families and businesses have relied on Yiter Insurance and auto owners for peace of mind. Yiter Insurance Group, local roots, national reach, and always your friend in the insurance business.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mitt Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Sharon Mortensen, President and CEO of the Midland Area Community Foundation.
It's a group of people that come together to learn about and to provide input on things happening in our community. So our next upcoming time that we're together, we're talking about law enforcement. We're going to have our prosecutor and our sheriff and our police chief talking about what they're doing and then getting input from the group. So that's a wonderful way for people to come and learn and share their ideas. We've also partnered with the Midland Business Alliance on the My Pros Community Crowd Fund, which started, goodness now, I think it's been probably 4 years ago.
Listen to the full episode on YouTube at 100.9 The Mitt. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
At Aird Insurance Group, they're more than just policies. They're your trusted partners in protecting what matters most.
Whether it's auto, home, life, or business insurance, their team takes the time to understand your needs and find the best coverage for your unique situation.
With personalized service and unbeatable rates, Aird Insurance Group makes protecting your future easy.
Call Aird Insurance Group today and see why their clients trust them to keep them covered.
Aird Insurance Group.
The experience matters.
Hi, this is Jim Mahoney with Link Technologies. If you are a business or a nonprofit organization wondering how to navigate today's technologies landscape, let Link Technologies' talented staff work with you to develop a technology plan custom to your specific needs. We bring 27 years of experience helping businesses and nonprofit organizations just like yours achieve their technology goals. Contact us today and see how the right balance between cloud and on-premise resources can best work for you.
When you want NFL football on the radio.
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
You know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
Thanksgiving Day features 3 NFL games, including Lions and Packers from Ford Field. Coverage at 1 on Thanksgiving, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. It's that time of the year again. Timmy the Turkey. I missed you too, buddy. Timmy the Turkey is my best friend, at least for a week up until the end, when I put him inside the oven, and then I'm gonna eat him up all over again.
Well, what are we going to do now?
Second verse. Timmy the Turkey was my best friend, but that's over. Happy Thanksgiving from the Mitt.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve to everybody. I'm thankful that Lomas Brown was able to join us here on the show. I'm thankful that this show still exists. What are we now, 130 episodes in? Something like that?
Just about 126 today.
Yeah.
We're going to be 6 months of the show when we come back on Monday.
It's crazy. It really is. You know what else I'm thankful for? The NBA lottery and the Pistons winning it back in 2021. Because now Cade Cunningham. You know, the 4 guys at the top of the NBA MVP list, just basically the 4 best players in the league, in Luka, Giannis, SGA, Jokic, and then Wemby, I guess, is kind of the 5th. Those 5 guys are so good that, like, they're almost in their own tier. But, like, right after that, I don't think it's that crazy anymore to say Cade, like, is there. You know? I maybe small sample size, so not going to, like, go plant a flag, hey, he's the 6th best player in the NBA, but that's really not a crazy conversation anymore, that he's just outside of the top 5. I'm thankful for that guy, man. I'm thankful for the lottery and that this is finally he's finally proving to be a number 1 overall pick. Not that he ever, like, didn't live up to it, but the situation he got drafted into was so poor that I'd go as far as calling it the worst situation a number 1 pick has ever been drafted into, is the Pistons with Cade Cunningham for those first
the worst
couple
ever?
One of them.
Really?
Worst ever. At least in terms of, like, how talented they actually are. and how buried they were and how much their talent was hidden for 3 years. Now he's in year 5, and he's truly become one of the 5 to 6 best players in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, he totally has. He's at least a top 10 player in the NBA right now, and I think that's pretty awesome that we have that. I mean, I remember the day vividly, man. When,
I'll never forget.
That when they won, not even the day they drafted him, the day they won the lottery. It was the Cade lottery. We knew it was him. There was talks about, Evan Mobley, Jalen Green. No, it was always Cade, and us Pistons fans always knew, by the way, that Cade was going to be a superstar, even in those first couple years. And now that he's getting that national media spotlight, people are saying, Cade Cunningham has really come around this season. Like, he was an all-star last year. He's hit another jump. Like, we kind of all saw this coming, Pistons fans that have been watching the whole time. And so it's great that we have finally seen that come to fruition.
What's your favorite part about him? They're in action tonight, 5:30 start. We can just label this section, what are you thankful for, Cade Cunningham Glaze.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about him? Because mine continues to change on a year-to-year basis.
Mine has never changed, actually. It has nothing to do with his play on the floor. My favorite part about Cade Cunningham is, to all the things that you just mentioned, first overall pick, drafted into a situation that was truly one of the worst of all time. Deals with a season-ending injury in his sophomore season. Deals with maybe the worst coach in NBA history for a single season in Monty Williams. They go through a 28-game losing streak. And in a league in the NBA that is filled with guys that just have problems, right? There are just so many star players in the NBA that come with baggage, and they come with off-the-court problems. There is so many of them in the league. You're seeing it with Ja Morant in Memphis. I mean, think about what they thought about that guy after his rookie season, that he was going to be the star of their franchise. Think about how quickly that's turned around. Cade Cunningham has not one time shown that he has any sort of baggage, that he has any sort of problems, and he was given all the reasons to. His team lost 28 games in a row.
Yep.
There was talks about, is he going to be the first rookie to refuse to sign the rookie max extension because of the situation that he's in? Like, there was never anything on Cade Cunningham's camp saying that things need to be changed. I need this to happen. I need this to happen. Never a complaint. That's my favorite thing about Cade Cunningham. He is the ideal superstar to have in a league that has a lot of superstars that aren't ideal to have.
Because he's completely put his ego aside. Like,
he's never had an ego.
He has zero ego. He knows the responsibility that he has, that he's burdened with, really, as being the franchise player, but he embraces it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
extremely mature from a young age.
Right. And not to say, like, he puts it on himself. It's like, hey, like, the wins and losses are going to be on me. Like, no, my favorite part about him is that he controls the pace of the game in every possession in a way that very, very, very few players can do. There are really talented players in the NBA. Anthony Edwards, like you said, Ja Morant. Those guys don't control the game the way that Cade does. Every step he takes, every dribble he takes, he just kind of sees the game a little bit differently. And if he wants to speed it up and find his shots and start hunting those, he's able to do it. But he also knows, like, it's really important for me to get my teammates involved or else they're going to check themselves out of the game a little bit. He wants to get the rookies the ball. He knows in the long run, like, maybe his shot going up here would be better for the game, but he wants to make sure everyone gets enough shots up throughout the season. Like, the guys that I always think of, like, hey, who's in just complete control of the game the entire time? Game's in the palm of their hands. It's
Luka.
It's Luka. It's Shea. It's like guys like Chris Paul, honestly.
Yeah.
LeBron. Like, I don't even think Michael was really like that. Michael was a give me the ball, get out of the way, I'm going to score the ball. But he wasn't like a Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, just like, let's control the game every possession, kind of pick a defense apart. Cade is that person. He has the rare 0.1% gene where he is a true point guard. And you see that now with him, averaging near 10 assists a game, but also being able to drop 30 points at any time that he wants.
And so good in the fourth quarter as well.
And so clutch in the fourth quarter. Still leads the league in fourth quarter scoring. His malleability and ability to kind of just insert himself into any situation, recognize what's been going on in the game. And I think the fourth quarter scoring is not just like, hey, I'm clutch. It's an understanding of the first three quarters, feeling out what's happening. And then in the fourth quarter, just kind of figuring out how to beat the other team, whether that's scoring buckets or just getting to his spots in the paint, which it feels like nobody can stop him from getting to those spots at this point. And then he'll just make the pass to the open guy. the game's in the palm of his hands. It's
Right.
incredible to watch.
Well, and I'll say, like, going back to the premise of this about you're thankful that the Pistons won the lottery in that season, a lot of Pistons fans really hate the draft lottery and the fact that they fell to 5 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row, whatever it was.
Well, the draft lottery is far from perfect.
You were the worst team in the NBA, and in the year that Victor Wembanyama was coming in, and you got the 5th pick. Like, trust me, I was frustrated about all that, but you got the first pick in a year that it was an awesome year to have the first overall pick. I'm never going to complain because you ended up with Cade Cunningham, and it could have been so much worse.
Yeah, also, if you win the lottery once, I don't know if you should be allowed to win the lottery again for like another 3-4 years.
Minnesota would beg to differ.
Yeah, Minnesota would beg to differ, and they still haven't amounted to. I mean, I guess they went to Western Conference Finals, but
back-to-back years, yes.
Yeah, but like, trust me, I was upset too that Victor Wembanyama. I bought a cigar and a bottle of champagne, ready to pop both of them.
The champagne is crazy.
I was all in, ready to anoint the Pistons as the next great NBA dynasty. Obviously disappointed Wemby doesn't go there, but you won one lottery. Like, you can't really complain.
That's what I was saying. You can't, you won not only did you win one lottery, you won a lottery that had an awesome first overall pick in it.
You didn't get stuck with a Zion. You didn't get stuck
Zachary
with a
Reese-Shea.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't, we're complaining about not getting the first overall pick in that draft?
Yeah.
Who cares? We got Ron Holland.
Yeah.
Who's a dog.
And a SAR. But that was the Wemby year. Hold on. That's what I'm thankful for. What are you thankful for? Tell us. 989-837-6125. We'll hit the news when we come back. Do our two traditions to close at every show. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live right here on 100.9 The Mitt. When you see the seasons are changing, which clearly they are right now, Maple Hill Nursery is working hard for you. They offer professional snow plowing to keep your driveway clear, plus spring and fall cleanup to get your yard looking its best year-round. When things warm up in the spring, their mowing services keep your lawn in top shape for the entire summer. But from winter to spring, fall, everything, Maple Hill Nursery is your all-season-long landscape and lawn partner right here in Midland. Maple Hill Nursery, you can find them right here in town.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
I'm
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, welcome back into the show. Congratulations to Graydon. You are going to the Michigan State game this Saturday, thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet. So, congratulations there. All right. What goes on your ideal Thanksgiving plate? Like, you got one plate, you can only fit so many things on it. Let's say you have a big plate for this purpose. We'll do this and then we'll get into the news.
Oh, man.
But for me, it's your entree, which this year is steak for us because turkey's It's turkey, it's mashed potatoes, it's like three rolls.
With or without gravy on the mashed
potatoes? No gravy. I'm not a gravy guy.
No gravy on the mashed potatoes.
No gravy.
Okay, whoever's making them better be making them right then.
Oh, trust me. They will be made correctly.
Just want to make sure.
You know actually what might be the play rather than mashed potatoes? I'm actually going to reverse that. Yeah, no mashed potatoes. I take that back. A loaded baked potato is actually the way to go.
On Thanksgiving?
Yeah, that's actually the way to go.
I don't think I've ever had a baked potato on Thanksgiving.
Loaded baked potato, get some bacon bites in there, get some butter.
I'm a big baked potato fan.
I think that's the better way to go than a mashed potato, to be
wrong.
honest. No, because the skin. You get the skin of the potato.
Mashed potatoes is like the best Thanksgiving side. We already discussed this. Like it is Thanksgiving.
My dish would go steak, twice baked potato, baked potato, loaded baked potato, little salad, like 3 rolls. I love the bread rolls.
Yeah.
And no, I think I'm good with those
That's
things.
It.
Yeah.
See,
I'm out on stuffing.
I have there's too many sides to pick from. That's the issue. Like, because I'm not a guy either that I'm like, I'm about to have 2 plates. No, I'm trying to just have the biggest first plate of all time, and then I might get a little small plate after.
Yeah.
So I'll go main entree, whether that's ham or turkey. If there's both, I will get a little bit of both because I have to, obviously. Mashed potatoes, absolutely. With gravy, probably. Got to go corn in there. I will skip the mac and cheese on Thanksgiving, personally, if it's
I'm
there.
good.
Like, I love mac and cheese. It's just not the biggest Thanksgiving thing in the world. I'll skip it. And then the problem is I love both green bean casserole and collard greens. Like, I love both of them so much, but I don't think you can double up. So you kind of have to pick one or the other.
You're not a salad
if both
guy.
are there.
I'm a salad person.
On Thanksgiving? There's no time for a damn salad on Thanksgiving.
No, I like it.
Not on Thanksgiving. So I'll go green bean casserole, stuffing, the whole fixin'. And obviously a ton of rolls, like you said.
I love the rolls so much. All right. Let's hit the news.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
All right, breaking news. Ben's family has announced that their meal on Thanksgiving will actually start at 1 p.m. Oh, that sucks,
No.
Dang, that stinks for you this year.
You know what? I think there's a storm coming. I think I'm just going to stay here. Watch the Lions. Maybe I'll be back after.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Just a big old joke there. Okay, let's talk about some more news. We were discussing it with Lomas Brown earlier about him making the semifinalists for the 2026 Hall of Fame. Let's talk about some of the other guys that are in that category as well. The headliners alongside Lomas Brown are a couple big-time quarterbacks. Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers topping the 2026 Hall of Fame semifinalists. I mean, Drew Brees is a no-doubter, right?
Yes. This was my biggest argument for Eli Manning. If he didn't get in the first year, he was never going to get in because there's always going to be more quarterbacks now that he has to compete with. Drew Brees, obviously, a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Right. And Phillip Rivers, he's probably not first ballot, but I don't know if Eli's not getting in, Phil Rivers probably isn't, right?
Yeah. I don't
Eli
think
Manning
Phil Rivers
does have,
getting
as much as we like to crap on him, John, obviously, like Giants and everything, he does have 2 Super Bowls. Like, Phillip Rivers doesn't have either.
Yeah, I don't think Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer. Yeah. I do think Drew Brees is a first ballot guy.
Oh, absolutely. Brees for sure is. The original 9.
Yes.
You know,
He's my favorite guy growing up as a kid, other than Stafford.
I got the Drew Brees Saints jersey, man.
Yeah.
I loved Brees, man. He was the guy for sure. So we'll continue to monitor that once we get into the actual finalists for the Hall of Fame. As mentioned, Pistons Celtics NBA Cup tonight, 5:30 p.m. You got Wings Predators on at 7 as well. Then you got Michigan versus Gonzaga on at 9:30. OMG. So much sports on the night before Thanksgiving when there's already a ton of sports.
A lot. That's fine. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let's just.
This is the stretch of the year.
It's the best stretch of sports the entire calendar year between the college basketball tournaments that you got going on, the NFL on Sunday and Friday now, and Thanksgiving. The slate was incredible this year. Then you've got some big-time college football matchups as well. High school football wrapping up this weekend down in Ford Field, too. Great sports week.
Yeah. It could have been a stretch from Tuesday to Saturday if a certain team would have lost last night in the Mid-American Conference. Western versus Eastern. Action was last night. The Broncos defeated the Eagles 31-21 to clinch their spot in the MAC championship game.
So no scenario where Central makes it?
There is a scenario. Central Michigan needs Ball State to beat Miami on Saturday the same time as them. Unfortunately for them, Ball State is like 1,000-point underdogs in that game.
Okay. So this is like an Indiana needs to lose to Purdue situation.
It's not actually as bad as that. I think that one is worse. But, yes, it's definitely not ideal, to say the least.
Okay.
College football news, Lincoln Riley announced yesterday he is committed to remaining at USC. There was a little bit of blunder going on there, like, is Lincoln Riley's name going to be involved in any of these big-time coaching offers? Well, he says no, he's with USC. I mean, you're at USC, leaving that for the Florida job would feel kind of similar level there, right? I mean, USC is one of the premier spots to be at, absolutely.
Yeah, they just have this little uphill battle that them and Oregon have every year now, where it's like, hey, we play in a conference where all of our away games are on the other side of the country.
Right.
That's the only unfortunate part. But Oregon, it hasn't been an excuse for them, so I don't know why it would be for USC either. So,
right.
Yeah, it's a fine job to have.
And he's going to be staying there. Headed to Buffalo, though, veteran wide receiver Brandon Cooks signing with the Bills to give some help to that wide receiver room. It feels like the Bills literally every single season just sign like a washed-up old receiver in the middle of the year. Like
Amari Cooper.
Every year. They did it with Emmanuel Sanders like twice. Every season they have somebody that they're just bringing in.
Amari
Will
Cooper,
Cooks make a
Emmanuel
difference?
Sanders. I'm trying to think of other guys.
They did
that
it with
they've done
somebody else, too.
Mac Hollins, even.
Right.
Yeah.
Will Cooks make a difference?
No, I don't think so.
Brandon Cooks, the classic guy that has just been traded more times than anybody.
I think that's factual.
In the NFL, there's not a ton of trades, but I mean, he has just been. I mean, you go back to the beginning of his career: Saints, Patriots, Rams, Texans, Cowboys, Saints again, and now he'll be on the Bills. And nearly all of those, other than the last two, were via trade.
And the craziest thing is, I think I remember him in all of those uniforms. It's not like he was washed up. I mean, I know he's kind of washed up now, but it's not like he was like some throw-in, like, oh, I guess he's here now.
Yeah,
like,
it was always like a bigger trade, yeah.
He's like the definition of the best wide receiver 3 in the league, right? Like
he was a good wide receiver 2 for a long time, too.
Good, not great. It's not like he was like T. Higgins.
I mean, he's had several 1,000-yard seasons, though. Like, that's pretty good. I had his stats pulled up. I was looking at his transactions. He has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons over 1,000 yards.
Okay, that's more than I would have expected. Okay.
I mean, the first couple years with the Saints,
he was really good. He was really good with those Rams teams, too.
Yeah, he had a 1,200-yard season with the Rams. So, a guy that plays in a ton of games as well, hasn't missed a lot of time. So, we'll see if he does anything over there in Buffalo. Last thing in the news, we discussed how we got Chiefs versus Cowboys tomorrow, Game 2. CeeDee Lamb said he's got to fix his drop issues, and they're 100% on him. He said he's hurting the team with Pickens playing as well as he is. He needs to step up with those drops that he's had.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's getting pretty egregious.
Yeah.
He needs to step up.
He does need to step up. All right, Ben, for me, last thing here on the news. Rank the Thanksgiving Day tomorrow. Games that are going on. Rank them 1 through 4. The 3 football games, plus your Michigan State versus UNC game. There's probably another college basketball game in there, but we don't really care. 1 through 4.
Lions, Packers 1.
Yep.
Chiefs, Cowboys 2. Michigan State, North Carolina 3.
Really, Chiefs, Cowboys over the MSU game.
Ravens, Bengals 4.
Okay, I like it. One of those games will be a blowout, by the way. Like, you can't have all good games on Thanksgiving. So
Why not?
We'll see
Let's
what
do
will
it.
happen. I mean, I'd love it, but it's not going to happen.
All right, 989-837-6125. We've got two traditions to close out every show here on the Ben Bosscher Show. We'll get to both of those when we come back. If you're looking to move before winter rolls around, meet Matt Smith, Modern Realty, redefining real estate with a fresh, modern approach. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, Matt Smith delivers personalized service tailored to you. Cutting-edge marketing, local expertise, and a commitment to making your real estate experience as smooth and successful as possible. From cozy starter homes to luxury properties, they know how to find the perfect fit. Trust the team that combines innovation with real-world know-how. That is Matt Smith, Modern Realty.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
From the depths of the ocean.
from Timmy the Turkey. It's that time of year for me and Timmy.
This is the team, you guys. It's so awesome.
We'll spend a week together until he's in me. And I eat him. First I stuff him. There's a spoiler. Say happy Thanksgiving, Timmy. Don't be a sourpuss. I'm sorry, he's in a mood. Happy Thanksgiving from the Mitt.
If you served, we want you to get the health care and benefits you earned. We want you to come to VA.
There's never been a better time to apply. Under a new law called the PACT Act, we've expanded VA care and benefits to millions of people who served and their survivors.
No matter where you served or how long you served, check out va.gov/PACT to learn more about what VA can do for you and your family. Come to VA.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Two traditions to close out every show. The first of those is something that we like to try to make some money on. It's our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Did we hit yesterday? The Lakers, 5.5. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did.
Okay, so this is a big day, Ben, because let's give the people an update. Currently, you're 1-1 on the week. You're just a little bit under on the week with the pick being at minus odds yesterday. But the bigger news is that in the month of November, which has been limited picks this month in November, of course, with a short show here today, you are 0.09 units down on the month. You are just right there hanging around at 500. So unless you're betting something today that's minus, 950 or something, today's pick is to either win or lose the month of November, which you lost October. So you're looking to bounce back.
When in doubt, you got to put your money on people that you trust. I trust Dan Campbell. I trust this Detroit Lions team. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to take my lock of the day. I have been saying Lions beat down on the Green Bay Packers for 12 straight weeks. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to pick a game for tomorrow, but it would only be right if my lock of the day was what I've been talking about for 3 months. This is going to be a big-time win for the Lions. They are going to destroy Green Bay. They're going to take their vengeance out on them from what happened on week 1. And they're not getting swept by their divisional opponent. So I will take the Detroit Lions minus 2.5 for tomorrow's game as our lock of the day. Taylor, fade.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to fade. No, I'm kidding. I'm tailing this. It was in my spread picks as well. I'm totally with you. Like you said, we've been harping on this for a long time, and it feels like nobody's going to get up for this game more than the Lions. So the only thing I think that could hurt this, I think the Lions win no matter what. Maybe they win by 2 or 1, and that hurts this, but they're going to win the game. So I'm with you here. Minus 115, by the way, for the Lions, minus 2.5.
Love it. If you do want to play today, though, Celtics are without their starting center today. Duran, whatever his points are, 25 points, 30 points, I would just smash all the Duran props. I think him to hit score 25 was like plus 240 or plus 140, something like that. I will be smashing that without the Celtics starting center. They're gonna, who they're gonna be running out as their starting
Garza.
Center? Luka Garza is gonna be their starting center today if they decide to start a center at all.
Right.
And if they don't start a center and go small, okay, cool, bet on Jalen Duren. If they do start a center and go Luka Garza, okay, cool, bet on Jalen Duren.
Right.
He's going to score 25 tonight. I feel just as good. The fact that that's like plus odds, it's just based on the averages, but come on. The Pistons are going to win. And Jalen Duren's going to score 25.
And they're going to break the record.
That's right. They've won 13 straight games 2 other times in franchise history. One of those was the 2004 season, which they went on to win a title. One of those was the 89-90 season, which they went on to win a title. Now a chance to do it here and have 14 straight wins, which would be a franchise record. So I'm not going to say like, oh, that means they're going to win a title. There is actually a realistic marker I was looking for, and I think this is now on the table for how good of a start they've had. Do you know how many times the Pistons in franchise history have won 60 games?
I mean, they did a couple times in the mid-2000s there. I think 2008 they won a ton of games. Can't be a lot, though. It can't be a lot of times in history. Maybe like 4 times.
Twice. That's a real marker I think they can get to, which would be a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, that is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
The Midland Area Community Foundation is dedicated to strengthening our community through generosity and connection, supporting local nonprofits, scholarships, and projects that make Midland a better place to live, work, and play. Your donations help fund vital programs in education, health, the arts, and more right here at home. Partner with the foundation and leave a lasting legacy to create positive change for generations to come. Get involved, give back, or learn more at midlandareacf.org. Together we build a stronger Midland, one gift, one idea, and one heart at a time. Look at that, Kyle. They said it couldn't be done. Getting 5 days worth of ad reads in 3 days.
That's good
but
stuff.
But we did it.
That's good stuff.
That is.
Hey, can I tell you one thing really quickly that I'm really excited about that was inspired from Lock of the Day?
Sure.
Betting on football on Thanksgiving is one of the funnest things ever. Because it's like, you got done watching the Lions game. Like, all the stress of your family watching the Lions is gone. And then it's like,
yep,
you look
watch
over,
me raise the stakes even
and you
higher.
see me, and it's like, I got George Pickens anytime touchdown, Mom. I'm sorry. I can't lock in right now.
Why, you just watched 3 hours of football. You can't join us at the dinner table? It's like, no,
Yeah, that was the first leg of my parlay.
Yeah.
Mom. Now I got
We're
Chiefs.
only 1/3 of the way
now
there.
I got Chiefs minus 3.5.
Now
so
there's 2 games on because Michigan State's playing.
Yeah. I got Kareem
I think
Hunt.
it's the second best day to bet on sports.
And it's like fantasy football is towards the end of the season too,
Yep.
so there's a lot of fantasy implications on Thursday. Yeah, it's probably the second best day to bet. Of course, the first being Christmas. Yes,
with the NBA slate as well. There's no games NBA wise on Thanksgiving this year,
no,
is there?
There never usually is.
Yeah, it's the NFL's day, and then how Christmas was.
Yeah,
it'd be funny if
give me that.
It'd be funny if the NBA was like, screw it, we'll go on Prime, we'll go on Amazon Prime on Thanksgiving, go toe to toe with the big sharks.
Yeah, bad idea.
The biggest catastrophe for the NBA was not landing Christmas. The fact that the NFL wanted to do
Christmas still
Day
belongs to the NBA, in my opinion.
I think Netflix changed the game.
The NFL just is going to get more people to watch it, but it still is the NBA's day.
NBA should have just landed the Netflix deal before the NFL.
Sure.
That was the biggest.
That's a good point.
Wow, I can't believe they did that. All right, next tradition. What's Colin Cowherd going to open with? Do you think he's even going to do a show today?
Ooh, yeah, I bet he does today.
He's off Thursday, Friday?
But I could. It's probably 50-50. Actually, it'd probably be a really good point if he didn't.
Either way, what is his show going to open up with? That takes over the airwaves at noon for everyone up here in the Great Lakes Bay region. No points handed out yesterday, so your turn to go first.
33-27, Ben has the lead. My turn to go first. It seems like every time we have one of these days where there isn't a lot of football to look at from the night before, college football, NFL, this is where NBA comes in. Lakers picked up a huge win as Ben got it last night. Luka went crazy, 43 points. They beat the Clippers, and they clinched their spot in the NBA Cup. So I will be going with a Lakers lead today with LeBron James coming back and all that stuff.
I like the pick. I'll pivot. I'll go J.J. McCarthy, a.k.a. 9 being benched.
He's not going to do any of the Thanksgiving games tomorrow, huh? He's going to go with that route.
I think, that's what I would say. Just because of the fake concussion, they're benching him. I think you're probably right. But if I'm going to go NFL route, I'll go, what the hell is going on with J.J. McCarthy?
Potentially a college football playoff thing today, but that's about it.
Not as his open. He'll get to Michigan, Ohio State at some point, but I don't think it's a part of his open.
For sure.
All right. That's going to do it for us. We're going to be off tomorrow, off on Friday. We will talk to you guys again on Monday. If you guys enjoy the show and haven't subscribed on our YouTube yet, we'd appreciate it. Here at 100.9 The Mid, it's been fun over the last 6 months watching this show grow, and you guys can watch the show live on YouTube every day. So when you get out of your car between 9 and noon, you're like, man, I wish I could keep listening. They were cooking. Just go ahead and hop on the YouTube. You can pull up the live stream while you're at work or wherever you are. It's a good time. Good time. YouTube chat sometimes going crazy. So a lot of good stuff.
We're talking about things we're thankful for. We're thankful for everyone that listens to the show.
Yeah, I can get behind that. So thanks for all you guys who have made this possible. It's been a fun show. It's been fun to learn and grow as the show progresses. So we will talk to you guys on Monday. Let's get a little go blue, go Spartans, go Wings, go Pistons, and whatever other bets you have. Go your fantasy teams.
Lions, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Go Lions. Go Lions. Big time chance to pick up 2 straight Thanksgiving wins for the first time in a decade. Talk to you guys Monday. See you later.
The Ben Bosscher